Right, last Rites 90. You know what it is? Shannon's still got audio problems, but there it is. You'll have to deal with it. It's technical problems. It's not her fault. It's technology. There we go.
It is. I could fix it, but time is money, and we got to get cracking.
Time is money. That is. It does get louder suddenly, that fan, when we start talking. But it's fuck it. Who cares? I don't care. We'll fix it. I'll send you down a headphone and a cable.
One headphone.
I'm using one headphone. I guess it's the built-in mic to the headphone that's not working. It could be the laptop that's fucking with it, or it could be the hardware. So
I have done, as I said before, a lot of messing around with this laptop, and I've fucked up a lot of things on it.
Things do happen. Things do happen that's coming in the house. It's afternoon over here, Kevin. You're American, 20 to 4. That's it. That's it, really. I've run out of ideas. I'm sweating. I've been sweating every day.
Why?
I don't know. I just get really hot, especially where I'm sat, where I work. For some reason, this corner of the room just gets really warm, and I start sweating.
Why don't you work in your pants? Or is that just too degrading?
Well, here's what I do. I sit here for a while, and then I spend a bit of time laid on my bed with my laptop on me. And I don't like having the laptop on my bare chest because hairs get in there. They don't get in there, but I'm paranoid about hair somewhere getting into the bottom of the laptop, and
Oh, yeah, I get that. I used to get paranoid when I had to live with my parents for about 3 months. 2 years ago, they had an ant problem, and my dad was like, "Oh, I'll get all the stuff to get rid of them because you can't live with ants. So that's ridiculous." And my dad was like, so he just didn't care, which is weird because when I was a kid, he was spotless, really clean, and now I don't know, he's gone mental and he just doesn't care about ants. Anyway, I was like, no, and then I would sometimes get in the bath and there'd be ants stuck to my feet, and then I'd get in the bath and there'd be an ant drowning. And then I'd think, oh, what if one gets in my vagina and then I end up getting pregnant with an ant? Which sounds ridiculous and probably impossible. But I thought, what about the very slim chance that it does happen? And then my life changes and I have to go to some science place and get all tests done, and it ruins my life. But yeah, that was the thing that I was concerned about.
Would you be more worried that you would have an actual ant for a baby, or would it come out like a big larvae? Have you ever seen The Fly? It could come out as a giant version of an ant, a human-sized ant. That's all
yeah. I was picturing a weird crossbreed between an ant and a human. It's got baby arms, but it's got pincers coming, got an ant face and ant eyes, and
it's got an ant face. What genitalia is it? Human genitals or whatever an ant has?
Whatever an ant has, because I think that's quite interesting to see.
I don't know what they have.
No, I don't. Do ants have penises?
I'll ask Google now.
I love how Wayne's just sat on my leg watching me.
Yeah, the pigeon might attack the computer, by the way. No, they do have an equivalent organ, but that's it. It doesn't. They have an organ that performs a similar function, but I need more details.
So does that mean yes, in short?
It's an aedagus, something which delivers and more or less equivalent of a penis. It claspers to hold on. I guess it's a grabby one.
What, the penis or the vagina?
Whatever their version of the penis, it's called an aedagus, and it grabs on to the female, I guess. But I don't know what the female has. So
that's quite handy.
It's interesting. I didn't know. I might learn more about it actually. I wonder if there are animal porn websites, not bestiality, but where just watch animals fucking, even if they're bugs or birds or dogs.
There's a compilation on YouTube.
Yeah.
Of different animals fucking.
I'll check it out. This is a program, the pre-game. It's British. I've not heard of it. It's a memorable game that you have no. Pre-game show, is it? Oh, okay, yeah. No, sorry, I'm just completely mixing up two things there. I'm tired. It's been a long day. Right, Husky Boyo is in the house. Mr. Brett Brock.
Pigs in
Pigs in the morning. Yeah, his morning. He's in Nashville. Brett is the artist that drew my face. That's on Instagram and stuff.
Oh,
And
I was wondering about that.
yeah, so he's just got 1,000 people on his Twitch thing, which is good. So tonight he'll be on Twitch getting a lot of his drawings out that he's done over the last 200 drawings, I think, and he's going to get hammered online. So yeah, next Thursday, we're doing a drinky spookathon where Brett's going to come on and Jamie's going to come on from Wales, and they always get a bit wild. I'm sure you'll gig in, but if you want to pop on for 5 minutes, you're welcome. You don't have to, but we've got two of these lined up. Okay, so next Thursday onwards from about 5:30, we'll be going deep into the fucking murky water. So
okay,
I'll send you the YouTube link and the background link, and then you can choose or see what we're doing. And then next month on November the 19th, we've got Brett Erickson, who you won't know who he is, but he's a comic who lives in Austin. And
I know him.
He's a good boy. He's a good boy, and just say you do, and I'll send you some stuff later. He's a good boy. One at Stanhope Circle, I guess. But yeah, he also works for Elon Musk, and he's a comedian in Austin as well. So it's two, you know.
So is he rich then?
No, he had to get a job working for Tesla because he didn't make it in comedy. Like, he was quite honest about it.
But that still means you might be rich. That's like being like, I didn't make it in comedy, so now I'm a surgeon.
Listen, his partner's going to work for Joe Rogan, so maybe some money will be coming into the house. We never know. We'll ask him. We'll ask him next month.
Right. I'm not like trying to fight him. I'm just asking if he's rich.
Yeah, well, don't. Also, if we ever went to Austin, which we were going to do this year, he'll be sneaking around there, so we might be able to go and get some tacos with him or something. That'd be a plan.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Also, sorry, Husky Boys on Twitch, because he's also watching old Grumpy Mama stream. I know what's going on. I don't know what these streamers are doing right now. Wild drunk tonight, Brett. So he draws cool shit whilst drinking, and sometimes he drinks too much and he falls asleep, or you think he might shoot himself, or it goes dark. It gets fun and wild over there on Husky's live stream.
That does sound fun. See, I should do that for this, I think, because every time I've done this podcast, it's always when I've been doing something and then I've forgotten about it because I'm an idiot, and then I have to come back and I'm like,
we'll work on some shit. So I'm going to do a couple of things to like make it so you can do more pre-records in person with good camera and stuff like that. And when I move, hopefully to Manchester, I'm starting to build like a proper setup. So I'll have, when people are up there or comics that are up there, I'll have a space where like you can get a few of you at a table. We can have drinks, and it'll be a podcast, and we'll just chat shit. But
I know I often have people that would be up for that as well.
Well, there we go. Well, I've got 3 warm beers now. I could crack open a warm beer. I've got 3 Kronenbergs here. I think they're a bit warm.
Yeah, go wild. Just do it.
Go wild.
I can't, so I can't drive.
Let me finish my coffee. Well, you got a gig today?
No, it's my boyfriend's Jim's sister's birthday. Am I going to a cowboy theme? Yeah, it's a laugh. We're going to a cowboy themed restaurant.
Are you going to go dressed as a cowgirl?
Yeah, but I usually dress like that anyway. So
yeah. So all right, there we go. Oh, by the way, unless it's broken up or all on heroin now, that's Jim's band, Slim Things. Mm-hmm. So look out for them. I almost went to a gig in London, a music gig in London last night, but I couldn't be. It's one of those days where I didn't want to leave the house.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. It was. There's a really good singer that's knocking around now called Ruby J. She might come on here, and the music promoter that I know through Twitter, it will also come on here at some point. A lot of them were going up. I don't know. There's a few bands, and there were 4 or 5 things. It's some charity thing, but it is in Denmark Street in London. I love that street, and I've not done it for a while, but it's like pretty close to me. I could be there in an hour, but I just didn't go. So I'm going to start going to more gigs because I really enjoyed coming down to Jim's one down there. That was nice. It's the Best band I've seen, in a small venue for ages.
Nice. Oh, cool! I'm glad you enjoyed it. They've got another one on the 12th of November, and it's for a food bank. So you just bring like a few tins of food, and that's what you pay to get in. And there's like loads of different bands. It's like a day and night festival. It's on like
good.
1 in the afternoon till like 11, I think, 10, 11, I don't know. If you fancied it.
Yeah, let's keep in touch about that. I think in November I've got I might go to Amsterdam for a couple of days. Yeah, why not? Might go and take some mushrooms and think about the world and everything, and solve all my problems by taking drugs.
I nearly got mugged there when I did mushrooms for the first time. So.
Oh, you told us before, yeah. 2 weird men were creeping up on you.
Oh yeah, I told you. Yeah, I always repeat myself. Yeah, I was going to go there yesterday, right? But the flights, the cheapest flight I found was like £420.
Fuck off!
Funny. Yeah, from Gatwick. Gatwick was the cheapest. That was I only wanted to go specifically yesterday.
Yeah.
But I was going to be back by now. I was only going to see my mate works on a cruise ship, and he was just there, and I was going to pop over and say like.
There's a good comedy scene in Amsterdam. I think I told you that before.
Is there?
Yeah, English speaking comedy. I went there just before COVID and met.
Yeah.
There was a group called That Comedy Thing, and they were running pro shows and mics and a bunch of different stuff. And I met them all out there and was supposed to go out, but then it was COVID.
I went out during COVID, like August 2020. You know, when it like died down for a bit and then it kicked off again, and then they just.
I didn't go away until October 21, so I waited till pretty much the end. But I went to Finland. For some reason, my phone is not fucking accepting data here, so I'm going to try and get this. Yeah, I'm just going to have a look because I'm thinking I'm sure they'll be cheap in like 2 weeks' time. It's just because you were looking at last minute, probably, isn't it?
Yeah. I literally was going to go within like the hour or as quick as possible. But it's the same with loads of places. Like I looked at Thailand the other day, and I looked there a few months ago, and the same holiday that a few months ago cost about £1,000 now costs £2,000.
It could be part of it could be seasonal as well, because if it's warmer down there at winter, it might be more popular to go there.
Yeah, but I looked for the same dates.
Oh, okay. So yeah, but last year there was more uncertainty over COVID as well.
No,
so it was we can't take the piss yet.
Oh, I see. Yeah, but this wasn't last year.
Maybe,
this
I don't know.
Literally like a few months ago. I think
I don't know. I can find £180 for November the 8th, which is still a bit. I used to pay about 80 for Amsterdam back in the day.
I got a flight there for like 40 quid, I swear, once. I swear it was like a return, it was like £89.
Yeah, Bristol Airport used to be cheap. This is from Heathrow, though, so later on I'm going to check because I'll need to buy it next week. But I'm just going to go for a few days. I've actually got a friend from Ukraine going there for a conference, and I'm going to meet them and show them around because I know the city really well. And they don't speak very good English. So I'm going to go and meet them for a couple of days. But either side of it, I'm going to take myself off and take some truffles in a park and just fucking try not to get mugged.
Is that not going to scare you doing that on your own in a foreign country?
Nah, Amsterdam's pretty much England, isn't it? It's only over the fucking water.
Yeah, it doesn't feel that way, does
it? It's just like a shady area of Manchester or something. There's some canals, you can smell some weed, you can get drunk. But
it's one of the safest cities in the world, apparently.
Yeah, I mean it's small as well, so that could be part of it. I don't know. There might not be as many out and out like muggers and stuff, but there's a lot of crime around Amsterdam because there's a lot of money there. Like, I mean, diamonds and gangs and all that shit. There's obviously a lot of drugs, even though they're kind of legalized. But yeah, I think street crime is probably there's not a lot of it. I've never seen anything there. I know you nearly got mugged, and I'm sure it happens because there's a lot of tourists. But I like the city. I like walking around it. I love the canals, just sitting around having a bit of breakfast.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice and chill. When I went in August 2020, I met up with my friends that I met in China. So obviously it was easier to just meet up somewhere else. It was all good. We just like got stoned the whole time, as you said. Went for brunch, rode bikes. Yeah. 10 out of 10 time.
I've been loads of times over there, and every time's been a bit different. But
same.
I just like if I get a couple of free days, I like having some shrooms because I don't like taking them with a hangover because I have a bit of anxiety when I've got a hangover, and I think it's a bad time to take psychedelics. So I need I like a drinking night. I do like a shroom night, and then I like a whatever. We'll see what happens night. Like at least 3 good day, and then I like what in the daytime I do wholesome stuff. I go to a museum. I go to fucking on a boat or something. I might go to the football stadium this time. Have a little tour around there.
Yeah, every time I've been 5 times, and every time I go, I always have a totally different. Like I always get stoned, obviously, but I always do totally different things. I've never done the same things on each holiday, apart from getting stoned.
Yeah, me too. I've done the normal things that I've done have been different. I went to the hiking experience the first time I went there, where you get on the little virtual reality and you're a bottle in the factory. I'm sure it's different now. I'm sure it's better now. Years ago, it was just like you're a little bottle going around, and then they give you a half a Heineken, or whatever.
Yeah, they tell you the bullshit about the bubbles.
Like, probably, I can't. Yeah, I wasn't really listening. I was just there for the free beer, even though it cost me €30, so it wasn't free.
Yeah. We got 2 free beers on our one.
Yeah, I think I might have done. I think we got one at the end or I don't know, but that was a long time ago. I did that, but yeah, it's a great city, and also I've been to Den Haag, The Hague once as well, but I didn't see a lot of it.
Oh.
I was with a friend, and we were mainly in the flat and like drinking and stuff, and we didn't see a lot of it. But it seems a cool little city. It's only like 40 minutes on the train because Amsterdam's super small. You can get a train. I got a train to Belgium in like 3 hours to Brussels.
Oh, yeah, I might do that one day. I've got a new job, and we're allowed to take career breaks, like to go travelling or whatever. So once I start after a few months, I'm gonna take like 3 months off, and then probably do something like that.
That's pretty good going. That's good, and also because you've got quite a lot of homework, haven't you?
Yeah.
So it's probably way easier to arrange things like comedy trips or little festival things because you can go, look, can I just take that one day I'm supposed to come in off instead of wanting a week off? You're like, I can work while I'm in another city for a few hours a day and
exactly
save your holiday. Yeah, it's the way. It's the only way to go.
It's the beauty of it. I love it.
And you can tell us about another time if there's still any court cases arising from the last one. We can talk about that in the future, maybe when it's all.
The what?
So you're gonna have court cases pending. You don't have to say why. Just you're gonna do it.
It's already sorted, and I'm not allowed to talk about it anymore.
Okay. Oh, you had to sign an NDA. Unbelievable. She didn't say that. I did. That's a guess. That's a guess from my perception of life. I wouldn't not hypothetically, if it was happened to someone else, I wouldn't have signed that. I'd say, give me your fucking money and give me more actually, because you want an NDA. But I know it's easy because you can go, look, you can get this and you can sign this. I'm not saying that's what happened. I don't know. We haven't had the conversation legitimately. We haven't talked about it.
And I never will because I signed the agreement and I won't ever say a word. It's true.
Absolutely. No, I fully uphold everything that I've ever signed, every contract I've signed. It's like God to me.
Yeah.
Moving my hand like this for a minute.
Yeah, but as soon as I sign that, it's like written on my actual heart. And if I break it, my heart will break and I'll die.
The first 3 babies you have will come out. They don't say stillborn anymore, do they? They say they were born sleeping. So I think the first 3 that you have will be born sleeping. Yeah, an angel fell out of my pussy.
Oh, I can't wait. That'll be so special.
Unbelievable. But yeah, you got to have some sort of morals in the place. I'll Brett like that one. There we go. So yeah, Brett, you're kicking off in like 3 hours time, maybe 4 hours time. I'll be there in the chat like a little saddo because I'm not going out because we've got a storm here tonight. There's like lightning and.
Do we?
Right. Well, I'm a bit more north than you. I'm like near
Yeah,
London.
but it's all
But,
basically the same thing because it's so small.
oh, I don't know. It can change within an hour. I don't know.
Yeah, to be fair, I drove to
Yeah.
Brighton yesterday and it was pissing it down there, and then I went over there and it was lovely and sunny, not one bit of wind. I was walking along the seafront and my hair was fine. I wasn't like how it is now because I look like shit, but like earlier, it was lovely.
Brighton is lovely, and I went there in winter during COVID when you weren't allowed to go anywhere. It's like tier 4,
Yeah, I
but
did
Brighton
that.
was still tier 2. So I got a train right across the UK illegally just to go to somewhere where I could go to a pub.
That's literally what we did. Um, I remember it was like proper lockdown, like pubs weren't
Yeah, yeah.
literally nothing was open. And my friend was going out with someone that like lived in Manchester, and this guy came from Manchester to Portsmouth because he was bored. And then we all went to Brighton for literally no reason, and we was just sat on a bench on the seafront, and this police van was like he had like his speakers, and he was going, "Go home, you
Fucking
cannot
fascist,
sit
man.
here." And we
Fucking
were like,
fascist.
"This is so weird." And then we just was
Yeah.
laughing and didn't move. And thought, "Oh, what are they gonna do?" They didn't do
Yeah,
anything.
we had it in the parks in Cardiff. They're like, "Do you live together?" Yes, and they're like, "Okay." You see, there's like 20 of you. Yeah, we all live in the same fucking house.
Yeah, it's so weird. I
Yeah.
remember I was sat on a bench. Like I literally was on a walk with not even a friend. I was on a walk with someone I met in a pub once, and she was like, pretty sure she fancied me, but who wouldn't?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, all right. I'll go on a walk with you because you know you might end up having a threesome or something. And then I sat down and had a cigarette because I don't know. I wanted to sit down, and this police officer came up to me, and he had his like little camera like pointing out like all puffy chest, and he was like, "Are you going to move along soon?" And I was like, "Probably. Like it's late and it's cold. Like I'll probably be smoking this and leaving. Why are we not allowed to sit here?" And he was like, "No, not really. You got to be home. I hope this is your like hour for exercise." And I was like, "Oh my god! Like I might have to like become a terrorist or something because this is ridiculous." And then it all stopped. So I felt like they were spying on me or something. They knew I was going to kick off, and then they cancelled it.
So like, let's just cancel the whole thing because she's gonna run into Parliament with a sword.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I do know someone that has a sword, but they have several swords.
Yeah, well, it's handy people to know. When I went to Brighton, it is when you could go in pubs, but only around there, and you had to order food and you had to leave within an hour. But they said to us, order anything except for prawn crackers. It's a Thai food they were doing, and so we just ordered these little starters, and they go stay as long as you like. So we just stayed in there for the whole night, 2 nights running. A nice little open fire, getting wankered by Brighton, beach walks during the day. Nice.
Nice. Don't you just find Brighton though? It's like I don't know. It's like it's cool because there's like yesterday I walked past this guy and he was playing guitar and he was really sick at it. He was actually doing like a lap guitar, whatever that is. And then there's another guy like.
Oh no, it's an Indian thing.
Right.
It's like a little pedal steel, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like yeah. And then there was another guy opposite him drawing him, and the guitar playing was sick, and then the drawing was really good as well. And I was like, oh my god, these guys are cool, and you don't get that everywhere. But then like everyone like seems like they've come from a rich family, and they're just pretending to be poor for some reason. Like being poor is in fashion for rich people.
Yeah, it definitely is. Like, yeah, their mum and dad are paying for their existence, and they just go out and draw on the street and get a bit dirty for the day.
No, that wasn't that guy. I think he was an actual like crackhead, but he was good at drawing. Crackhead. Yeah, but like there's others that I don't know if Brett's a crackhead because I don't know him.
Just an
alcoholic. Oh, is he? Most people are alcoholics, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm the devil, though. That's what it means.
I saw the devil in the sky once.
I saw a devil. I think I'd taken a lot of drugs for days on end, and there were like things in the sky, like demons and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's what I saw. Well, I only saw the devil, and he looked a bit like Darth Maul.
I guess he basically looks. He's red with horns. I mean, it's not too far of a stretch, I guess.
Yeah, really shook. I remember. So I was on magic mushrooms. I remember like it was very faint. It was like all like different patterns in the sky, like very faint patterns, like the clouds, and they're like moving. And then like this faint head was doing that. And then all of a sudden, it just like looked straight at me, and it was like really, really vivid. Clinically, I can quit any time. Nice.
You know what, Brock? This warm one is for you. It's just for you, so you don't feel on your own out there. It really is warm. It's been on the floor for like a week. I haven't even put it in the fridge.
Nice.
There we go. It's actually quite a nice, relaxing Friday afternoon beer, though. To be fair, it's doing the job.
I like a nice, relaxing Friday night shoot. That's what I like.
I honestly thought it was real for a second. I thought this is it. This is where we get.
It is real.
Have you ever seen a politician called Bud Dwyer shoot himself on TV?
Yes, I have.
Phenomenal. I like that though. I did. Did I see that when I came down? Did you let me have the gun? Probably not, right?
I don't know. Probably. It's a nice little.
I'm going to bring this is I'll bring Bud Dwyer up. I know you've seen him, but I bring him up pretty much everything I do always because I just love it. I love the whole situation so much. So someone gives him a bag at a press conference and he pulls out a gun, and that's the.
Sorry.
Oh, that was a loud one. That's all right. No problem.
Sorry.
Sneezing is fine.
Yeah, I remember seeing all the blood like proper like poured, didn't it?
Yeah, and aren't you surprised about how much blood there is? Like how much comes out?
Yeah.
It just keeps coming, right?
I know. I hate that I can't cut myself open and like see all my blood come out.
You can. You just might not make it out.
Yeah. Might make it out though.
I saw another video of a man. He was like into a webcam to a girl for like 15 minutes. Big fat guy, like sad. Like, oh my god, I can't live without you. And then he just put at the end of the video, he just gets a shotgun and puts it in his mouth and fucking pulls it.
What?
And,
Because
I guess he split up with a girl or something. And it honestly, I couldn't. Half of his face was just gone. First of all of it really. There was just something there. I don't know what it was. And then the amount of blood that was just like, like onto the. It was he live streamed it basically.
That's quite cool. I think I might do something if I ever commit suicide.
Well, I've always said, yeah, I'd live stream it for sure.
I always, I want to do something. I think I'd do something for the greater good.
Like what? Like throw yourself in front of a train with politicians on it or something? Or
no, that's too basic, isn't it? I don't know. Or maybe just something really, really funny. Like something either something that will do something good, but I can't think about what because I don't know. And or just something really funny, but I don't know what.
There was a guy in America, and he was it was only a couple of years ago. I think Chicago. He worked at the airport. He was ground crew. You know, the guys with the and he stole a plane. He stole a plane, like a commercial plane. He just got in it. He taught himself. He taught himself on YouTube. That's a pigeon, by the way, guys. That's Wayne. Sorry for anyone with earphones in.
Sorry.
That's he taught himself to fly. When I said taught himself to fly, Wayne got upset.
Yeah.
He taught himself to fly Microsoft Flight Simulator, and then just got in the plane one day and took off like a commercial plane. And he's up there flying and spinning around and all this, and air traffic control, like, what are you doing? He goes, I just nicked the plane. There's no one else on it. And then he goes, I've had enough, to be honest. I've had enough of all this. They're like, oh, no, we'll talk you how to land. And he's like, yeah, you know what? Nah. And he just rolled and crashed into an island. It's only like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I remember this. I remember. That's really funny, isn't it?
It's phenomenal. That is funny. And he's not hurting anyone. He's just hurting himself and like an insurance company.
Exactly. And the insurance company deserve it, don't they? So.
Yeah, and the airlines deserve it, if anything. So, yeah, that's funny. And it's like grand. Everyone knows about it.
I think what I would do maybe is do one at... Oh, there's this place called Explore in Mexico and I went on it once. It was a zip wire, and I didn't know this, but there's like a pit of crocodiles that you zip wire over. They don't tell you. It didn't scare me, but I thought, oh, that might scare someone. I think what I do maybe is like get a GoPro, or like I don't know, have my phone, live stream it, and then drop myself into the pit of crocodiles, and then people can watch me get eaten.
Yeah, see, I that as well, but I don't think I want to go out by crocodile unless I was really high or something.
Why? That's quite cool. Like how did they die? Oh, they threw themselves into a pit of crocodiles in Mexico.
It is cool, but I think just so you don't know how long it will take you to die. You could be there for hours. It might bite your guts out and spin you around, take your legs off and arms, and then you might just be floating like a little torso for like 4 hours in the worst pain of your life.
Floating like a little torso.
Like, not even with the arms. It's just like a loaf of bread. Right, oh no. Should I have done that?
Maybe that would be good for my soul, and I'll get a good afterlife. Like experiencing that much pain for the entertainment of others.
I want to make a note.
I think if there is a God, might be, oh, that's nice of her. She can be rich when she reincarnates, or whatever happens. I don't know. What do you think happens when you die?
I don't know. Honestly, because your brain could release like a lot of psychedelic stuff, and you could have a dream forever. It could seem like 10,000 years, but you really are dead and nothing happens. But in your head, you could still live for thousands of years because you can do that on a trip. So I don't know. Maybe I'm hoping for something like that, where you just get another life and you're just sort of floating around, even though it's 1 second, as like your head's falling off.
That's quite scary though. So what if it's a scary dream?
Yeah, it could be a bad one. It could be just you're next to a giant snake who's telling you all the bad things you did in your life forever. I'm making a note of that suicide thing because I want to write more about that. There we go. I'll never understand it. I'll make loads of notes and I just never look at them again. Or when I do look at them, I go, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, I've got one and I think about it maybe like once every 3 months. And it just says, it's a whole big page about tomato rape. But I have no idea what tomato rape means or what it could suggest. I remember I did write it when I was high, like really stoned. So that'll,
I don't know.
You know, like when you're stoned, and you're like, that makes so much sense. Well, I'm a genius. Or whatever.
I get it when I'm drunk, when I'm stoned. I think it's brilliant. You look at the notes the next day, you think, what the fuck? What are you doing?
Yeah, you need some help.
Oh, Ray, old grumpy mama's in the house. There we go. Thank you very much for jumping in here. Oh, Twitch as well, because this does go out to Twitch. So yeah, I always forget. So old grumpy mama and Brett are in Twitch. I'm going to do a Twitch specific thing where it's just Twitch soon to try and build it up a bit. I think when I move to Manchester, I might do one when I set up like all the equipment and stuff. That might be fun and get drunk. And then another thing that I'll think about later as well. Maybe at a comedy night or something.
When are you coming down to Portsmouth to do a comedy night?
I need to. Do you know what? I need to just do some admin. So I'll do some at the weekend, and yeah, I'll speak to you. Probably next month.
Nice. Ask Martin Potts if you could do one of his nights.
Martin,
quite good. Yeah.
Yeah, I should.
You should come you should come to that the one at the Phoenix.
When's that?
It's once a month. There was one on Tuesday just gone.
Okay.
They seem to have quite a nice little audience there.
The pictures look good. I think I've seen a video from there as well. Good room.
Yeah.
All right. I'll look into all that. Yeah, I'll try and get a few down there because I'm doing one or two around in London. I went to a night the other week in London. The standard was just like I had to sit there for hours. It was just the worst the worst collection of comedians I've ever seen in my life. I've never been at a night that bad where everyone just, there were two good ones and everyone else was just like, I was just glaring. I wasn't even fake laughing. I was like, what are you doing? There was one guy who, first of all, one girl goes up and talks about politics, but there weren't any jokes there. It was just about a lecture. And then,
I hate those ones.
yeah, and then the one guy whose whole act was the audience shout out a random fast food company, and he immediately tells you his order. And
That's
he just
not
did that.
funny.
And he did it for 10 minutes.
What?
Or 5 minutes, maybe, I don't know. But
what even is that? I don't even know what that is. Like, it sounds like something.
Yeah, he's like, I'll tell you what I order, and they're like Taco Bell, and he's like fucking, breakfast burrito, and they're like,
why was no one heckling this?
I don't know. I wanted to, but my first time there, so I didn't want to upset anyone. But people were lighting some of them, and they were just ignoring the light. It's like, what are you doing?
See, I might give up on being a comedian and just go and heckle people and like ruin their lives, just because I think that's more fun. Like, like situations like that where you need a heckler. I might just be a heckler now.
Yeah,
like, you're really bad.
I've had pretty bad comics before try and do crowd work, and I haven't told them I'm a comic. This is when I was quite new, I think, and they just gave me the microphone and started asking me questions, and I just started saying the weirdest stuff. And they're like, okay. It's weird. I don't remember. I think I just started telling them about how I was going to kill myself that day and what I was thinking about, and freaking them out a little bit. But it's always good fun. But I think a lot of these people were new and they were just insane.
No, I think there's a difference. There's people that are new, and then there's people that are just shit.
That's true. Yeah, because you can expect someone could get better, but some of these people, I'm like, what are you doing? You're not even trying. What's happening?
I can always remember this one person when I lived in Manchester, and I've never heard of him since. Like, he'd do this night every week for like 3 years, and he'd never do any other nights. He just always did this night, and he would always do the same set for years, and he would go like saying his thing, and then like leaning on the stand like he's really, really funny, and like doing all the eyebrow thing, like, yeah, I'm witty. And it used to proper, like, I actually wanted to kill him. Like, if murder was legal, I think I would have murdered him.
Yeah, I had to take myself out of the room and go and sit in the little green room thing. I was like, I can't be in this room with all of you. There's like too many of you in a row. I was so hateful, and I'm going to go back next Tuesday though, and just to see, was that a one-off or is it like this every week?
Ooh,
if it's like
next Tuesday, I might go.
Yeah, if it's like it every week though, then it's good because, like, I'm pretty sure I'll do significantly better than that. So, and people are laughing at Taco Bell.
Yeah. That is nice that it's a nice supportive room though, isn't it?
Supportive room, but it's also in a good. It's in right smack bang in the middle of London. But you have to get. It's one that you got to get there early. It's not as though they won't like. It's a turn up one, which there aren't too many. Like it's just a old school. But you have to get there quite early. I got there a bit late, but I did get on. But now I know it though. Pop in there early, and then I'll go over the road to the pub for a couple of hours and go back when it's time, and hopefully get on early. And they do a thing where they get they give away free shit as well to comics, I think, as well, like randomly, like drinks and that, and free entry to whatever. So it's in a nightclub in central London, but early doors, like 7:30, so it's before the club opens properly.
Oh, yeah, I'm up for that. I miss nights like that where you just turn up and get put on a bit of paper. I hate it when, like, when you put gigs and it's like, oh, it's got to be like a month in advance, and it's like, oh.
But it's there should be more turn-ups, and in London it's all bringer, isn't it? It's all bringer as well. So this one isn't. You just need to get there and get in. I suspect there seems to be a regular crowd, and the host is really not the host, but I think she's South African, and she runs the sign up, and she's really fucking rude. But I gave her a little bit back as well. But she threw someone out and told them to come out next week. This big fat guy who was rude to her. But I get the sense there's a lot of weirdos that go there every week as well. So it might just be fun to go and infiltrate a new den.
I might go for that because I'm not at work until November, so I've got next Tuesday.
I was going to ask, you got a bit of time off. Is that your new one then?
Yeah, my new job is in November.
And then a week Saturday on the 29th, I'm at Bristol at In Jokes, which is two friends of mine, Rob Grubb and Jack Lloyd. Jack Lloyd's he's darker than me. He's the darkest comic. He's insane. But they've had this night. They set it up right before. Yeah, they do Saturday nights, and I think you get several drinks for nothing. They set it up just before COVID hit, and then that bin it straight away. I was supposed to go in May, but I stayed in Brazil and didn't do it. So this is my makeup for that 5 months later. But I'm looking forward to that because I'll go out with hopefully go out with a few of the Bristol guys as well. After it being a Saturday night, why not make a night of it?
Yeah, that sounds. The Bristol gigs are always quite good. I remember I did one a few weeks back there, about 2 months ago, and I got 3 free drinks, and
well, yeah. I'll tell you, Dirty Doves, which is George Willoughby's night. I've been there since the beginning. It was a tiny little dark room with 6 comics in the audience, and it's grown into it's going to go into a pretty much a semi-pro night soon, and good stuff going on. It gets a regular audience. It's like over years, but yeah, I haven't done it since January because I haven't been around a lot this year, and I don't live as near there now. But yeah, George is one, and I'm pretty sure I've told those guys about you as well. So I'm sure we'll have a word and see if we can get on one of those spots. What he does now, he has a decent opener headliner, and a few middle spots as well. So it's worth having a look.
Yeah.
And Buffoon, which is run by Joe Riley and Jack Hardacre. I know Jack really well as well. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm owed a spot on there. I just haven't chased up on it. It's another decent one, a nice little room. There's one that's upstairs above a pub in the Old Market area of Bristol, and one is in it's in a place called the Bristol Fringe, which is they just named it that to get people to go. It's just a pub. They call it the Bristol
market.
Fringe. Yeah,
that's clever though. That's clever.
It is, yeah.
I might start a pub called the Bristol Fringe. Like when my parents die and I get their money, I might buy a pub then.
Well, one of my dreams is to have. It'll be a long way off, but is to have like a bar somewhere that's like a Mexican that sells Mexican food and cheap burgers and booze, and then it's a comedy club Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
That'd be cool. I want one that's got bowling in it, but even if it's just like a little arcade bowling,
little one, yeah,
and like a little venue area, that'd be well good. And like maybe I was thinking maybe it could be all different stuff. Like 1 week it's music, 1 week it's comedy, and then.
Well, you'd put music. I'd have it as a pub with like deals and stuff. You want to get students in there. You want to get people in there for the 2-for-1s or whatever. And then Thursday you could have like a good mic. Friday and Saturday could be semi-pro and pro, and then Sunday could be like a full-on like open mic or music or something as well. Like mix it up so you're getting that money in. Make it a cool place to go. People want to go hang out.
Yeah, some like pinball machines dotted around the place.
Yeah, you let all comics in for free. You give people discounts and all that stuff. Yeah, so you just do it properly, and word of mouth works, right? If you get a good place, it's a good hangout.
Oh, for sure. Like even when I started doing my nights, like as soon as there's a new night going on, before there's a new night going on, people the word gets out, doesn't it? You don't even really have to promote it to comedians. It's more promoting it to the civilians.
I remember that one in that was it Inside Out or somewhere, and the PA system didn't work, and the guys are I don't know.
Yeah.
And he was trying to get stuff, and then I think it was Mike Vaughan turned up and goes, "I've got a cable in my car."
Yeah, that's it. And then I had like that was because I was doing music and comedy as one thing, and like it was like a section with comedians, then there was a band, and then comedians and a band, and then luckily like the music people knew how to set it up and fix it luckily.
Because I think
But
because
yeah,
of the delays as well, I was so hammered when I went up. I was like, there was just a table full of people on, and I was just saying, "Are you on cocaine?" Like the whole. I think you were as well. There's a table of idiots, basically.
yeah, and yeah, I said to them, I was like, "Oh, you lot look like cokeheads," and then they're like, "I don't think so." And then one of them was like, "He's a copper," and I was like, "So what does that mean?" He was like, "Oh, he would do cocaine, would he?" And I was like, "Literally, there's like
Yeah,
a policeman right now in the news for raping someone. Like that literally doesn't mean anything." Like,
yeah, I used to know coppers in the pub. I used to go in I used to watch them buy cocaine, like in front of me.
yeah, I had a police officer. So when I was learning to drive, like you can't drive on your own when you're learning to drive. You got to have a driver in the car with you, right?
Yeah.
And then my mum was like drunk and she was around her mate's house. This when I was like 17. She was like, "Oh, can you come pick me up? Like, I'm pissed." And I was like, "Oh, I can't because like you need to watch me drive and you can't because you're pissed and then I need to get there." And then a police officer mate picked up the phone and was like, "Oh, I'm a police officer." Like, he genuinely was like, I knew him. And he was like, "Oh, that's fine, just like come and get us." And then this police officer was telling me to like break the law. And obviously for entertainment purposes that was a totally made up story. It didn't happen.
Totally made up story. It was.
Yeah.
I often say, in fact, I've got a disclaimer somewhere. I might have it here. Yeah, I always say script by Brett Brock, which is Brett, and then approved by Matt Napo, who's someone else. I always say that if I say anything libelous or illegal, it's a script, and we're just reading it out.
Yeah, it's all fiction.
And then name other people that the FBI can investigate as well. That's
Exactly.
what I like to do.
I blame it all on Wayne.
Yeah,
That's
Wayne
what I do.
approved. This is a Wayne approved abortion joke or something.
I think she'd actually be quite good at abortions. Like, look how fierce she is. Like, imagine that, like, inside someone's pussy. Like, I'd definitely call some sort of abortion. Or
unbelievable. And then you told me about the safe space place in Manchester. Well, George told me about one in London, and there was a documentary. The Scottish guy Count Dankler did the Nazi pug thing. He trained his dog to do a Heil Hitler.
Oh wow!
And he got arrested in Scotland and went to court and all that stuff. And it was like, it's a joke. What are you doing? He still hasn't paid the fine. But it's a documentary about him, and he went to this night. I won't say the name of it in London, but it's another safe space where you can only talk to the people on the front row, only with a green sticker. And there's like content policies.
I hate it. It's like not what comedy is.
No, and the host goes, "Oh, anything offensive basically has been done to death." And then he goes on and proceeds to just burp as his act. He's like, and then does a bit about burps. So, good, because I'm glad the original hero is telling people what the joke about.
If that's the way the future of comedy is,
it's not.
Like,
it's not. It's not.
I know it's not. I know it's not, but people think that it is. But like, say if like some magical place where that is the reality, like. And I lost my train of thought there. I was going to go on to something really big, and I don't know. I think there's a chip in my head or something.
Tomato rape.
No, not tomato rape. I don't know what. I think I'll have to go and find my. It's in the boot of my car. This book, and I have to read the whole thing out because Jim has a theory. Because he was like, I remember when you came downstairs and like explained it when you wrote it. And he had like a vague idea of what it might be.
Yeah.
He probably knows better than me.
There you go. Go back to the notes.
Yeah. What could tomato rape be? Is it ketchup? I don't know.
Maybe it's just when you breed different tomatoes together in a field to make other ones, and then other ones breed with some they're not supposed to breed with. They like reach across the field.
No. I think that's too clever for me. I don't think I would have thought of that. Do I look different? Like I feel like I look like not me.
You're far away, and to me, you're quite blurry. But that's a bit of the internet, so I don't know. You look vaguely like you. You're palish. You got some ginger hair. You dick tits. Yeah, I don't know.
No, it doesn't. I don't feel like I'm looking at me. That's weird.
I think you're having an existential crisis. I think
I am. Even I'm not that bothered. Like, if I looked completely different, I wouldn't care. I'd be like,
diplomatic community. I can't remember what was this about. Just been revoked. I must have just missed that and misunderstood what you guys were talking about. I don't know. Sometimes
yeah.
I was busy. I was busy day drinking, and that's really nice. You know, you have a beer and it's just perfect.
Yes. Yes. I used to get that every Sunday.
Yeah, Sundays. Sunday's a good day.
Oh, Sunday used to be my favourite day when I used to live in China. That was my Friday, and then like I'd finish like really early. I'd only literally have to do an hour of work, and then the rest of the day I'd literally not be doing any work. And then my mate was in the same boat, so me and my mate used to get pissed while we were at work because there was a pub upstairs. We worked in a school, so we used to go and get pissed upstairs and then just clock out. It was well good. And then we'd like go to a comedy show and get a pizza and beers, and that first beer was like so good. That was my favourite days.
Even a warm one from the floor was fine. But yeah, you got to have a little. It's always relaxing, that first one. It's always nice and relaxing. And then sometimes the night ends up relaxing and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's chaos. No sleep. But less now. The other day I went to Croydon to meet a friend that I've not seen in ages. And we drank most of the day in like Box Park. And then the next day I was going to leave after 2 coffees. And her boyfriend put down a can of lager in front of me at 11 a.m. And I was like, are you having one? I'll have one if you're having one. And then we just did that for another 6 hours on Sunday at their house. So I didn't even leave there till 5. I got a train to London Bridge and then thought, I'm going to have a break, and just went to 4 pubs, a break from the travel. So I bowled in like 10 hours after I was supposed to be. You know, it was a good one.
And are you an alcoholic?
No, because I drink once or twice a week normally. But when I kind of though, because when I do, I really like it, and it's like, oh, this is nice. This is a nice thing that I'm enjoying here.
I'm not going to judge you. Like, I'm a full-on heroin addict. So
yeah, I know you like heroin, and also you like a drink as well. It's the same. It's when I like a few drinks. It's a good thing to get in with.
I'm just wondered.
Yeah, no, I don't. I think I used to. I wish as well that you were. Because then I'd sell you heroin and just keep you hooked. I think, and then just when you're trying to get off, go, yeah, I know, and then just put it on your cornflakes or something. Go, yeah, you're doing good. You're doing good. I used to drink every day, but now it's harder for me. It's like after 2 days, I start to feel a bit depressed, and then I feel shit, and then I'm not doing anything. So I try and limit it to once or twice a week. But to be honest, 3 times is pretty average at the minute.
See, I find it just gives me a headache. Like, I think if I have like 2 pints, that's enough. And then any more, I'm the same. Maybe a bit. I think it's more the caffeine that gets to me. Maybe I'll be a bit more lively, but overall, basically the same. And then I just get like a massive headache. So maybe I'm just boring, or maybe I should start like doing hard drugs or something.
Just do some, get some Coke. Have a few drinks and a few. Yeah.
Like Coke doesn't really. I don't really like it. I don't see the point in it. Like, I really don't get it. I think people
with hindsight. Yeah, with hindsight, I don't like it. Like the next day, I was like, "What's the point?" and all that. But the first one I like, and then the second one is like pretty good. But then you become like this weird demon that just needs more, and then you're like, when and you get all paranoid about when's the plate going to go around again? Is she had more?
I've never had that.
But that's what I get with it. But it's I never pay for it ever. It's just if I'm back at a comedian's house after a gig and some comes out, I'll normally not say no. I'll go, okay, sure.
It's just there, isn't
it?
Yeah, I swear to God, like I've nearly ended up in hospital from having too much coffee. That is worse for you than like, because I got this voucher from Starbucks and it was like a free voucher for any coffee, and I thought, well, I'm going to take the piss here and just order the most expensive one. So I asked for 12 espresso shots in the coffee.
That's a lot.
And my boss said to me, he was like, that's a lot, like, don't get that. And I was like,
yeah, that's 12 cups. That's 12 cups of coffee.
Yeah, but I thought, well, I grew up drinking Red Bull, like it was squash. So I
Yeah.
thought, oh, it's not going to affect me. And I drank it, and it was like my brain was too big for my skull, and it was like pressing on my skull. And I was like, and everything looked like movie credits, like everything looked like it was moving down. And I was like, oh, like, I need to sit down. And then my boss found it so funny that I was allowed to just sit there, and he was like, "Can I just sit here and laugh at you?" And I was like, "Yeah, if you want." And yeah, didn't die.
Yeah, a friend of mine at uni years ago, he was told he collapsed, and he had like 16 cups a day every day, and the doctor said you have to stop drinking caffeine, and he's like, okay, and he just went down to like 12 cups a day after that. So I just have a bit less. That was like 14 years ago, and he still hammers coffee every day. He's an academic now, but he's still he's still a coffee addict. But
What's he an academic in?
Neuroscience,
And he drinks caffeine.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of doctors probably drink and smoke. You know, it's not, they don't follow the advice, do they? They're just people.
No, none of them. No doctor smokes or drinks.
Okay, they're all good. They're all good moral people.
They're all good people. Yeah, none of them are bad.
I used to hang around with people who worked at a hospital, and it was the craziest crowd I've ever known. There was psychiatrists, nurses, and they were all on coke, speed, boo, like on a Friday night.
What? That sounds so familiar. I know quite a few people that work in like psychiatry, and all of them have been like severely like had problems, and it's like whether it's drink or drugs or like they're seeing stuff that isn't there, like all kinds of problems. And it's like, well, I guess that makes sense because then they can relate to the people that they're trying to treat.
I guess this psychiatrist that I knew, I'll say his name. His name was Hippie Pete. It was years ago. He used to get his dick out in the pub on a Friday night. That was just his thing that he did. He just wagged it around. Now he'd be in trouble, but back then no one gave a shit. It's like, oh, Pete's got his knob out.
Yeah.
But he was a psychiatrist, and he would go in the next day with like cocaine falling out of his nose and stinking a Stella, telling people they shouldn't use substances to like get away from their anxiety. He was great.
What? That's so funny.
Yeah, he was fucked. But that whole hospital crowd, there were like 20 of them. We used to have a lot of fun. I worked behind a bar then, and they'd come in, and then we'd go out with them after and end up in their flats until like 6 a.m. Just good times.
How old was you then?
Then I was probably about 18, and they were arranged between like 21 to like 36. It was all like the whole staff, basically. It was just everyone.
Yeah.
Porters, nurses, doctors, psychiatrists, and they all went fucking wild every weekend. And ended up, you know, playing music and stuff and getting high until the morning.
Do you think if we didn't have to like work and stuff like that, that's just what people would get on up to all the time? Would people?
No, I think some people would. Some people would, and a lot of younger people would, and then some people would, like, I don't know, go traveling or like, you know, paint or finger themselves around by the bins, whatever they're into.
I'd just love to see what people get up to, like if they're just left to do whatever they wanted to do, like everyone in the whole world. Like I know that would probably never happen, but still.
There would be a mix of everything, like people following their passions, people like just slobbing around, getting fatter, and just watching Netflix. There'll be a lot of that now. There'll just be a lot of like Uber Eats and Netflix.
Yeah, but there wouldn't, because like unless people love delivering people's food as a hobby, or well, I guess there'd still be Netflix and stuff.
No, I think robots will be doing it by then. I think you just be like.
No, I mean like right now, if I had like £1 trillion and I was just like, right, there you go, everyone, is £1 million each.
Yeah.
What would happen? The
same stuff, but like on steroids. So some people would just be dead in a day. Some people would crash their helicopters into the fucking ground. Some would like invest it. Some would go on a cruise. I think everyone just follow what they want to do. But it'd be a mess, but there'd be some cool shit as well. I think a lot of good art, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, there would be a nice art. I spoke to this girl in she was like, oh, I'm an artist. And I was like, oh, okay, what art do you do? And she was like, well, I used to be an artist because where I work in this coffee shop, everyone's an artist, and the owner likes to put all the staff's art on the wall, but he won't put mine on the wall. And I was like, oh, okay, what is your art like? And she was like, I sort of throw paint. And I just thought that was really funny.
There are people who do that, and there are people like body paint, so they'll like do this, and then they run at the wall and stuff.
Yeah,
just jump on the wall like naked. That probably seems quite fun if you're going to be an artist.
Yeah, it does seem fun, but it's not really. I don't know. I don't get it. I can't say that's not art because it's subjective, isn't it? But like,
well, the first time I went to Tate Modern, I wanted to get a gun, and I wanted
do you remember
to
that
shoot.
guy?
What one?
That threw the kid off the roof.
Oh God, yeah, I had a bit when I first started doing comedy. I had a bit about that. I can't remember what it was, but it was about. Yeah, he threw a child off a balcony of the Tate Modern onto like the concrete up below. Yeah. I'm not surprised.
My nephew was going to go to the Tate Modern, or like he wanted to go there or something. I don't know. But I was at like breakfast with my nephew and my brother, who's his dad, and he was going like, "Oh yeah, I want to go to the Tate Modern." And I was going, "Oh yeah, little boy, about your age." Like I just didn't think. Like I wasn't trying to be funny, but I was just there going like, "Oh yeah, little boy got thrown off the top of the roof there," and he was like, "What? Really?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "How little was he?" And I was like, "Oh, probably about
like
your
3,
age."
wasn't he? He was like this big.
I thought he was about 8.
I'll have a look.
And then my brother was there like going, "Shut up." And I was like, "Oh yeah, he's a child. Yeah, not meant to tell children." Even though it's my child.
A teenager threw a 6-year-old boy off the 10th floor balcony. Oh, I'll bring this
Why
up.
would you do that? That's like one of those things that you might.
Yeah,
like,
but I'm telling you.
Throwing your phone into the river. It's like you wouldn't do it.
I've got to tell you, the Tate Modern made me so angry. I don't know. Like,
did you want to throw? Was it you the whole time?
That's the guy. So was that me 10 years ago? I don't know. And that's the floor where he came off.
Whoa! And he survived, didn't he? He's like proper fucked up now. He needs like 24-hour care forever. Oh, that's so sad. Like, imagine that.
That's bad. Yeah. But I got to tell you, I was so mad. I remember I was with my ex at the time, and I had to go and sit outside afterwards for like an hour, just breathing on the Thames and just breathing. And she was just like, "You're being ridiculous," and I was just like, I had to breathe for 1 hour. I was so angry about what I'd just seen.
What made you so angry?
The art made me angry.
That's surely
it's still now. My heart's going like this now. I'm like, no. There was piles of twigs leaned up against the wall, and it was like a comment on communism. And I was like, "What are you doing?" And then you go in the corner, and there's some stones, and it's like, "Yeah, democracy or whatever." It's like, what are you talking about? I know I was so angry, but then in the cafe, and they're charging you like whatever for sandwiches and stuff. But when people are like stroking their chins and like, "Oh, they're discussing that pile of sticks," those are the people I wanted to throw them through a window. So I kind of get. Maybe that kid was in there going, "This is bloody brilliant. I love this. Good." If we'll take a parachute next time you want to do that shit on the 10th floor of the Tate.
I do kind of like this, like weird, like postmodern art stuff, because I remember we had that a project at uni about postmodernism or something. And we had to make something, and I literally didn't do anything, and I just made something up on the spot, like this weird video about toast. And then she was like, I was just trying to make it weird for the sake of weird, and then they're like, "Oh, explain it to me." And then I was just like, right, so it's about hunger and the fact, like, just making up bullshit, trying to make it sound like political and like poetic. And I got a really high grade for it, and all I did was film some toast being made and my dad eating it.
Well, honestly, that's art though. That's I mean, I kind of like that though, because it also sounds like some kind of troll. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of good. I like it.
No, I can send you it. It's on Facebook somewhere. It makes me laugh. Actually, it's really funny. I think it's the funniest thing I've ever done.
Definitely, yeah. I would love to see that, because that's and also I'd like to do it. I'm gonna this is Brett's stuff here. So this is the picture he did the other day. This is a lot of stuff that he's done the last few months. You can't really see it here, but
No,
tonight
I
he's going to
can.
pull it all out.
That's really cool.
That's Stanhope when he had a mohawk.
Oh, he had a mohawk. I don't actually remember a mohawk.
Yeah, I think during COVID he did some weird stuff. Big Lebowski.
Oh yeah, that's a good film.
That. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. Sons of Anarchy. That's a scene from one for his cookies.
How long's he been doing this for?
What, the online stuff? Oh, his whole life, I think.
Oh no, but like doing it as like a thing, like online. Yeah.
I don't know. Twitch. Brett, if you're still in the chat, let us know. I think maybe a year on Twitch or 2 years. Like, it was a COVID thing. It was like, I'm bored.
Oh, it's really good. I like that one. The one of the sexy redhead that looks like me.
Where's that? Here.
Yeah. That's what I look like when I get out of the shower. Like, genuinely. Like, this is me looking like shit.
This is what I look like again. I look like this getting out of the shower.
Oh, yeah. I can see that.
That's Mark Normand. He's a good comic. New York.
Looks like, what's his name? That really bad comic. Oh, what's his name? And he's got a dad that works in the entertainment industry, and he's really famous. And he goes on holiday with his dad.
I don't know.
What's his name? Do you know who I'm talking about, though? Really posh.
Chris D'Elia?
No, like
British.
He's on.
British.
Yeah, he's on Netflix. It's like Travels with My Father.
Oh, now I'm gonna have to look it up. I haven't seen it.
But it's dad. It's like
Jack.
Jack Whitehall.
Jack Whitehall, yeah.
He seems like a lovely guy, but he just seems like he's been lucky.
Hey Husky, do you know what? I'll open another one for you, my brother. I most British comics that have made it, I really don't like, because it, I liked Frankie Boyle and stuff back in the day, but a lot of them now that kind of do well, they do well because they're awful, if that makes sense. And I just can't. It makes me
awful people, awful at comedy.
Awful at comedy. It makes me it makes me embarrassed to be British and like kind of trying to do comedy when what people know of British comedy is like, again, I won't say names, but Bames Baypass, but it's just no, I'm sorry. It makes me upset. James Acaster.
What, you don't like him?
No, I do not like him.
Oh, why do you not like James Acaster?
Well, I can't. I get Jack Lloyd. No. I can't bring other people into it. But he told someone off.
Oh yeah.
He told my mate off in Bristol for like certain jokes he was saying. And like, you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be joking about this. And I think he was told to fuck off, even though he's like a big cheese or whatever. But yeah, there was something. There are people that I know that work with him and all that stuff as well. But yeah.
No. Oh really?
But whatever. People like what they like. It's subjective, right? It's fine. But it annoys me. There's a certain type of comic that I think that's sort of known more across the pod, not just here in the UK. We've got some good comics here, but I don't know. I'm not a fan, but that's okay.
That is okay. Yeah. That is okay.
People can like what they like. It's all good.
I don't know. Say that to like Nazi Germany.
Yeah, but everyone says they wouldn't have gone along with it. But they
I genuinely don't. I don't think I would have. Mainly because
it's only.
Well, they would have killed me because like I'm part Jewish, I'm part Gypsy.
They had some collaborators though. They had some collaborators on the sides, didn't they? They had some ones that are going, yeah. Do you know? I'll tell you who 20 more are if you leave me alone.
Oh, yeah.
You could just give the ones that you really hate. Go, yeah. There's bound to be some dickheads, and there are probably some of them are pedos as well. And it's like, yeah, go after these ones.
Oh,
I would have, it wasn't a nice thing, and it's not good. I disagree with the Holocaust. I'd like to put it out there. It's a bad thing that happens.
it is a bad thing.
Yes.
Now, I think I've got too much of a sense of like what's right and wrong, and I'm not scared of dying because I think this is all just a test for like the next bit.
Oh yeah,
So I
you
just
would you would have you would have been
bit.
yeah you would have been gassed then within like a
Yeah,
couple
I'd
of
have
days.
been like if they would have been like, oh, we'll save you and we're gonna look for 20 others. I've been like, one, I don't believe you because you seem evil, and two, gone then. Just I genuinely like I've been in situations where I've nearly died, and genuinely I've never actually cared. Like usually in situations where people would panic, I've just not like. Have I told you about the earthquake I was in?
No, sounds good.
So I was asleep in my bed in China, and I felt my bed rocking. And you know, like when you wake up and you're just like, what? And I woke up and I was like, oh, who's rocking my bed? And I was like, hang on, I live alone, and my bed is like connected to the floor. Like I can't actually rock no one can rock the bed. So I woke up and I was like, am I dreaming, or is like the room shaking? And then I had a glass of water next to my bed, and it was
Like
moving.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, like Jurassic Park. And I was like,
Wow.
oh my god, like there's an earthquake happening. And I thought about it and I was like, should I go out? And I thought, well, no, if I go out, like the buildings, like if they collapse, they're gonna like. There's so many buildings around here, like it's China, it's all like condensed.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I'm gonna probably die outside anyway. And then I thought, oh, I might as well just like go back to sleep and die in my sleep. And I genuinely just went back to sleep. I thought
That's
about it
fair.
logically, and then I was like, yeah, just go back to sleep.
I could, because that'd be a better way to die as well. If you're asleep and then the roof falls on you, as long as you don't survive and you don't wake up with paralyzed, that's good. You just squashed and you sleep. You don't know anything.
Yeah, and I full on went like it was actually quite nice to go back to sleep a bit rocking. I literally didn't care. I was like, and I remember the tsunami in 2005.
Were you out there then?
I was in Goa in India,
right.
And it wasn't like the tide. Like it was a big wave, and it like fucked up the beach that I was on. But like it didn't. I don't think it killed anyone. I don't think. I don't know.
My mate was out in Phuket, which did get wrecked, but he got like the last flight out though because they stopped. I think it might have been after it happened, but they stopped everything. It was knackered, but somehow he got out before stuff was bad. Either I can't remember the order of events. Did it just come out of nowhere? It did, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
so he didn't get out, or maybe he was taken off and then it happened or something. I don't know, but I know he got really lucky because that area, because it PHUKET, like the cliche when people only had Nokia 3310s. It's like the joke was it was called fuck it, big wave come in and all that. But it doesn't sound good these days. But we had text messages to send jokes around these days. But yeah, Phuket I know got pretty much wiped out, and it was the early days of YouTube. It was the first year YouTube came out. So
was it?
I remember, So I remember, or within a year or something. So I remember my first real experience of YouTube was spending all day looking at tsunami videos, like home videos. Of people going, what's that? And then people walking to the coast going, because the sea goes out, right? The tide goes out, and they're like, what's going on? And then some people are like, yeah, there's something weird here, and the animals are gone, like the dogs are running off, and they're like, what's going on? And then there's just this fucking wave comes out of nowhere, and they're like, oh. And then it just seeing, because back then YouTube was uncensored as well, so people were dying on it, and just getting flooded and all that. So yeah, I spent a whole Sunday just watching home video tsunami things from Asia or wherever it was, Indonesia. I don't know.
No, Thailand.
Thailand. There we go.
Yeah,
because it went out. It went out in a circle, didn't it? And it hit like whatever shores it could reach. So it hit a few places, I think. But yeah,
it took my beach towel. No, the beach bag. I've still got the towel. So I had a towel and a beach bag, and it took the bag, but I got the towel. But I have people had it worse than me, but I'm just saying.
That's pretty. I don't know. It's a bit of a not a badge of honor, but it's like a war wound, isn't it? Having been around a tsunami, I guess. It's something to say.
Yeah, but it wasn't the major one though. I've always been at places where shit kicks off. I was in China when COVID kicked off. I was next to the Manchester arena when it got blown up. I was there with the tsunami. I'm always near things when they kick off.
But not really quite in them. It's better than not being in the middle, though, innit? You don't get nail bombed at an Ariana Grande gig.
Yeah, I'm not in them, but I'm like near them, where I can like see. I can be like seeing what's kicking off and be like, oh, but I'm not actually like properly involved. It's like, you know, like when you see a fight and you're in your house, so you're like up in your flat and you're safe. You can see everything that's going on. You're like, oh shit. Like the other day, the other day there's 4 blokes trying to get into our flat block, and like 2 of them had balaclavas on, and they assaulted a woman and like knocked her to the floor. I witnessed the whole thing, and I went. So what was happening was they're trying to get in.
Were you on the phone to the police, or?
No, I went to go down and fight, but they'd gone by the time. Anyway, there was 2 blokes. There was a woman being like, no, and then another woman came up with a dog, like only a little one that they could have booted, like it's not going to do anything. It's Jack Russell, and she was like get off her, all this lot, and then there was 2 blokes like down by the stairs going like smoking. And the girl was like, can you not help us? Can you not help us? And the blokes were like, oh, I'm not getting involved. And they're like big, burly, like builder blokes. And they're just like stood there while these like 2. And I was like, shit. Because there's this crazy lady that always shouts about car park spaces down there. So I thought it was just her bitching and moaning again. But then when they're like proper screaming, I was like, oh, okay, maybe it isn't her. And then I saw the balaclava people, and I was like, oh shit, I'll go down there. Even though I thought, what am I going to do? I'm just like a girl, and against 2 blokes, like they could kill me with their bare hands. I am aware.
I'd recommend it's heroic, but I'd also recommend ringing the police on the way down, because you could get stabbed, and then they could be in there doing whatever they come in there to do, right? I assume they're targeting someone in the building if they've got balance. They're not just opportunists, right? Or are they?
I think they look like they're on bicycles, so I think they're just coming into like maybe nick bicycle. Maybe they'd stolen the bicycles already. I don't know. Right. I don't think so, because they're trying to get in. So I don't know if they're trying to get into the car park and then maybe like wait for someone to get in their car and then like take the car. I don't know. That's what I'd do.
Pigeon out of camera there. We'll mute that a second. Is she off?
Yeah. Sit up there.
We have Pigeon. Some of you might have seen me post pictures of me with a pigeon on my head a few weeks ago, but it does happen.
That's Wayne. She's been. I
like. Yeah, that's the newspaper article about Wayne. I do like Wayne. She was pecking me a lot. I don't know. I might be able to bring the article up. It was like if I Google comedian pigeon Portsmouth, probably come up.
Yeah, Wayne the pigeon Portsmouth. I don't know. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I've got the article. Should we bring up Shannon's article where her pigeon famously ran away, flew away, not ran away.
Yeah, she did do a bit of running though. She's actually quite a fast runner.
Yeah.
Yeah, for like her size, she's quite fast.
This is genuinely Shannon here. Here we go. If we make it smaller, and I think I can zoom in. That's I accept whatever. Portsmouth comedian chuffed to bits and was screaming with delight as she rescued her pet pigeon. As he flew down from the roof of the drift bar. There we go.
This was when Wayne was a boy, because I misgendered him.
Something is. I might not be able to read the article because something is stuck in my. My Chrome's crashing here, so I don't know. Or maybe I've lost you now. Stay there if you disappear.
I can hear you.
Okay. Well, Chrome has blanked out on me, so it's had a fit basically. So I might have to. Yeah. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't see. It's just gone blank, so I can't.
Oh, that's really
It's
bizarre.
crashed. It is crashed, and it is weird. I don't know if it's safe for me to close that and open another one. I can try actually. Google Chrome. Yeah, I think it's a memory thing on this particular laptop, but it shouldn't be happening during the podcast. But there we go.
What memory you got? Standard 8 gig.
Oh no, but it's a brand new and everything. It shouldn't be doing it, but it's probably something to do with that company policy software that they put on it.
Got one of those.
All right, were you just in silence?
Hello?
Can you hear me now?
There?
My browser just crashed out. I'll open a new one. Were you just there in silence? Funny.
Huh?
Were you just there in silence? That's quite funny.
Oh, I didn't know if the podcast was still on.
It was probably still broadcasting. You might have there saying, "We'll go over."
Do you know what's funny is I just did a massive fart. I just thought I sat in.
Right, I'm going to clip it. I'm going to make that clip. Put it on TikTok. Right, here we go. Shannon Griffiths was searching far and wide for a beloved bird, Wayne, after he went missing. They're misgendering. You should get onto him. Is that the reunited picture?
No, that was a photo before, and I'm not actually asleep.
He's just pretending. The comedian was ecstatic. She told the news, "I don't think any drug could make you feel as good as how I feel right now." Wayne and a bass guitar. I was screaming. It looked like I was chuckling like a mad villain. Her boyfriend Jim took Wayne to Ashby Park to acclimatise him. There we go. There's he up on Drift. There he is.
Yeah.
I'm just happy he's home. I didn't think he was going to come back. I've been absolutely distraught. There we go. It's a nice little picture. It's a shit website, that Portsmouth one. It's over loads of ads. And stuff.
It is. It's so bad, and you can only view a certain amount of articles per month.
Yeah.
And I'm always reading it because there's always something going on, and I always want to know what's going on.
But I followed that closely on Facebook, and I was very glad when you got her back. That was nice.
Yeah, everyone says that. Every time Wayne gets mentioned, it's always like, "Oh yeah, when you lost Wayne, I was like looking in his eyes to see if you found her or him at the time."
Yeah, it's very noisy now. She's getting noisy. Is she hungry?
Yeah. No, she knows we're talking about her. No, it's because Jim walked in and she thinks Jim's her boyfriend. So she's got excited.
What slag? What a slag. Do you want to wrap it up and go and do Friday stuff?
Yeah. I've got to wash my hair because I've got to dress up.
Oh, there we go. Oh, cowboy stuff tonight?
Yeah, but I don't know if I'm going to wear the cowboy stuff. Even though it's a cowboy restaurant. I normally wear cowboy-esque stuff like flared jeans and tassel jackets and stuff. But I don't know, I bought something from Tesco's because I've got this new thing that I've got going on where I buy clothes, don't take the label off, and then when they're dirty, I just take them back.
It's a classic trick, I think. It's a classic trick. Good idea.
Don't have to pay for washing detergent or the power to power the washing machine. And I get fresh new clothes each time.
That's a good idea. I'm not against it. I'm too lazy, I think, and it's easier for a girl to do it, I think, as well. I think, to get away with it, but I can't take a t-shirt back. I've sweated all over it and I spilt beer down it. And
yeah, maybe not. No, but maybe you could try. I don't know. It's also a way to get fit because then I've got a purpose to like ride my bike for like at least half an hour.
There we go. Wayne's kicking off. All right then, go and fuck off and have a nice Friday. And I'll speak. I'll speak to you. I'll send you stuff over the weekend about stuff we were talking about, and then you know.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. I'll see you later.
Bye. Thanks for having me on. Bye.
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 See ya. Bye. Bye. There we go. Removed, didn't it? Removed. That's easy. Oh, Wayne was getting noisy. There. Did she fart, guys? I need to know about the fart, because if she did, I'm going to clip it and just make a YouTube short of her farting. Sorry about the audio. I'm gonna send a microphone down for Shannon. I don't know if she's still in backstage yet. I think I can boot her right out of here. Banned from studio. I can kick from studio. Let's get her out of there. Kick guest. That felt good. Let's kick her out of there. There you go. But now I'm enjoying a beer. A little warm beer situation is going on. Yeah? Good. Good stuff. Thanks for everyone for hanging out today, and thanks for raiding as well over on Twitch. So that's very nice for that to happen. As I said, I'm going to try and do a couple of Twitch only things. I've got I'm gonna. Do you know what? I've got one more warm beer, and then I've got cold ones. I might have to go out and get some more later, because I think I might as well stay drunk in the Twitch chat for later. What was I going to say? Yeah, very nice. I might do, because now I've window shopped a whole to turn this setup into quite a professional setup. But now I can't get it all at once because it's a lot of money. Not least getting a powerful gaming PC as well. But each month I'm going to get something. I think the sound in the next 2 weeks, I'm probably going to upgrade the sound, so I'll get a new mixer and mic. And then we're going to start looking at very good cameras. Although this can broadcast pretty well, but for pre-records as well, I think we might see some 4K shit come in at some point next year, and then more than one camera, and then have a setup where we can get 2, 3, 4 people in person in a place once I've moved and set up. And I'm trying to work on it, so it could even be next month or December that I go, and then by January, February, March, it's going to look a lot different and feel a lot different, a bit more professional as well. So yeah, I'm window shopping my life away right now. Until then, I'm in the tiniest room in front of a legitimate 10th century English wall, handmade by handmaidens. Drunk on Twitch is the only way to go through life. I'm kind of with you. And what I might do when I have everything, I might do a Twitch stream that's just me setting it all up. Even if I already set it all up before, I'll just do one where I'm just plugging everything in, hanging out and drinking and all that. Be a few months away, I think, that one. But I was just trying to think of ideas to do. And then me and Shannon haven't talked about this publicly. I keep talking about it half talking about it. I'll just say it. We're in the process of trying to find a venue for Brighton Fringe, which is that's probably the second or third best Fringe in the festival in the UK, and it'll be next May. So hopefully in the next month we can announce that. We're basically going to do an hour together. I'll do 25 minutes, she'll do 25 minutes, and then we'll fuck around together. And then before that, we'll do some work in progress stuff. And then after that, we'll announce another festival and then do some stuff in between there. So it'll be like a year and a lot of stuff and longer sets and something crazy. Yeah, but we work very well together. And hopefully when I sort our audio out, this will be a bit better. And we'll do some in-person stuff together as well. So basically, I mean, I can't remember if we've discussed it sober, but Shannon's going to be on a lot, maybe even mostly once a week, and then I'll do another one on my own or with whoever as a second episode and just do 2 a week. That's the plan. And she might join the Spooky Drinkathon, by which time I'm going to try and Amazon her down a mic, because that we can't listen to that laptop fan. It's just pulling the sound in through the speaker, and it's all fucked. So there we go. And the pigeon, dude, the pigeon. I might get a USB handheld beastie. But yeah, I'll sort that out over the weekend. But there we go. So you'll see a lot more of Shannon, including in a month. In a month, we've got to get into this program and registered. So we've got to have artwork done, maybe pictures, a venue. But I'll be honest with you, trying to when you're messaging her and it's like, oh, should we send this email today about the venue? What's a venue? That's what it's like talking to her about anything organisational. So there we go. I know I was going to stay sober today, but you know, I really just fancied cracking a couple open. If Friday afternoon, I had more responsibilities today, but I'm going to shirk them. I'm going to shirk them. Oh, okay. So I didn't finish my. Is that my second? These are the things that like strangle turtles and birds out in the ocean. So you're supposed to do this. So once you've done that, only a turtle can get them up her nose. Like that, which I think is kind of cool. It's kind of like a punk turtle, I'd say. Druids, sober druids, sober work on YouTube. Yeah, it is gross. It is gross. Have I drunk this week? I've not drunk all week because I had a heavy weekend. Saturday and Sunday were heavy. Monday was out of the question. Tuesday I didn't feel right. Wednesday okay. Then all of a sudden it's yesterday. So it feels like I might end up being pissed tonight, as long as I don't fall asleep early, because I'm very tired. That's the problem with me drinking early. So I've got a bit of time until food. I can hang out a bit more. But yeah, thanks for jumping on, everyone. It's always very nice. Yeah, so my big every month I'm like this now. I'm just trying to find a place to get into in Manchester in the next 3 or 4 weeks. It might end up being December, and then you could go into next year. I don't want it to do that, so I'm really going to try and go up in November. If it does go into December, I'll just have more cash behind me, so it's fine. I can get a nicer place and afford more stuff. But I'm getting very trigger happy with okay, I can remove that. I'm getting very trigger happy with buying stuff at the moment. So I bought a new phone last month, and I bought flight tickets to New York the month before. I don't need to, but I'm also I need to buy something. So I'm probably, if anything, I might just buy a decent audio mixer and a proper mic. I can use an XLR as a stage mic. I could just use that for a while. But I'm going to get a Rodecaster Pro because I've wanted one for a while, and they've just released the update, like part 2. So my thinking is now the prices are going to drop on the first ones, and yeah, they should. I think they will. So yeah, I'll just check out my Twitch stuff after that. So yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to get a cheaper Rodecaster Pro and plug them. I've got a mixer in storage, but it's like 40 miles away. And to be honest, it was always shit. You could never even get like feedback if you want to plug headphones in to hear yourself, or if you're got other people around to hear them. It was always too delayed, and it was just a piece of shit. So now I've just taught myself into buying one. So that's part 1 of the studio. Part 2 will be another camera. This will go to 1080p, but I'm going to get another camera that's 4K for offline. Putting it a DSLR, but it will stream in 1080p. But to run it through something so the laptop can handle it, I'm going to get a video switcher, like a pro video switcher, multiple cameras basically. But for when you've got one, it'll just take a bit of pressure off the laptop as well, and the Rodecaster will go into that. And then when you get more people together, like if me and Shannon are in a room together, we can have 2 cameras and then 3 and cut it live, so there's no post-production, it's all live. And I think you can get titles in there as well, so it's just a proper little production. And then for the pre-records, it's obviously not even streaming, so it's even easier, and they'll be in 4K. So not that you won't need to see us in 4K, but it's just nice to have a future-proofed setup, I think. So yeah, we're going to be a little bit classier before long. Kelly didn't drink all week either, except Wednesday. Yeah, I'm going to take the weekend off. I'll probably drink. I've got a gig Tuesday that I might be doing with Shannon now, actually, which I'll probably end up being hammered for. They're the ones where I come home from London, I lay in the street and stuff at the end of the night. I'm going to get a little bit buzzed. And then Thursday is a drinky spookathon. So I'm thinking of going, because Bristol on Saturday night, I've got another gig. I can't wait to do this gig. I love these guys that run it, and I love the venue. And I've not been there for a long time, years, I think, even. A year in terms of having a pint, but not doing a gig there. I shit myself real bad last summer. It's like a year ago, real bad. Anyway, great place in Bristol. But I kind of want to take a couple of days retreat. I know it sounds wanky, but like a writing thing where I can go somewhere and write with no distractions. So what I'm thinking of doing is having a mini holiday. So basically Thursday is the spookathon, and I'm thinking of taking myself somewhere. Bristol makes sense because I've got to be there Saturday, but it could be anywhere. Get an Airbnb or an apartment or something that's got good Wi-Fi. And weirdly, it's easier to find a place that says it's got good Wi-Fi in Brazil than it is here. It's crazy people don't advertise it. So obviously I can do the spookathon from there, which would be good. Which Shannon might come on for some of it as well, and then we'll get some OGs on and all that stuff. So yeah, Brett, if you're still out there, one thing, so you don't get angry like the cocktail episode, me and Jamie are basically going to have a bit of a costume on. You don't have to, but we're going to. I've got to buy a mask, I think, at some point. Yeah, I'll have to get something. It'll be tight to get it, but I'll get it. And yeah, loads of beer in. But also, so it's part of the holiday. So I can go there Thursday morning to Bristol, check in the afternoon, do a bit of writing, then have the spookathon. Dress up. You don't have to dress up, baby. But I just didn't want you to get angry that me and Jamie were in like Jeffrey Dahmer outfits, and you're like, who the fuck? That's fine. I'll get something weird, and then so I can do that. Then we do the spookathon. Then Friday, obviously I'm going to be delicate, but then I'll have all day to write or to hang out and do stuff. Probably more writing than anything, and maybe see some friends, some comics that are over in Bristol, and then the same for Saturday during the day. Go and so it might end up being like a 4-day trip in the end, for like 10 minutes on stage, but also as just a mind reset and to go and see some people I've not seen for a while. And let's face it, have about 116 beers. So that's what I'll probably do next week. I just hope I can get a good internet for the spookathon. Otherwise, I'll just run it off my data, and we'll figure it out. I think Jamie will, because it's kind of hack, right? Being Dharma. I don't know. I'll just get something freaky. I'm just going to get something random, probably super late next day delivery on Monday. I'll order it, and yeah, I don't know. I want to go as the Twin Towers, but it's a lot of work, and I can't really. Then, if I need to go and do a beer run, I can't go out dressed as Osama bin Laden or something. So that would be too much, I think. I might just get one of those weird little LED masks or something and just be weird. So we're going to dress in brown and beige. Yeah, for sure. I'll remind Jamie. He might forget, but I reckon he'll just get a wig and some glasses. He'll just be Jeffrey Dahmer. He might not even get anything. He might just have his glasses on. and just be like, hey, do you want to come back to my place for a couple of brewskis or something? No. Drinking the bars every now and then. I'm not gay. Just the gay bars. Loved Dharma. One of my friends, actually, she lives in Kansas, and I was sending her real Dharma shit, like the picture of that video. No, do you want to come back to mine for a brewski? And yeah, freaked her out. So that's what I like to do. But yeah, Spookathon, I'm really looking forward to it. Obviously, the Drinkathon's always, but it just seemed like a good time to do it. The Brett Erickson one, it just seemed natural in the same way that we had the Andrus one. It's just like, we'll get him on for a couple of hours. You know, you probably have to go and record issues with Andy that day, but it will be an open invite for him to come back. Should have more energy than Andy because he hasn't had cancer, which would be fun. And then in December, there's almost certainly going to be one, and it's probably going to coincide with the 100th last rites, I would think, by then. So we'll see what's going on. Oh, you're fortunate to come to Twitch. That's okay. It's nice, actually. It's nice for me to see the purple logos. Oh yeah, it was only Kelly on YouTube. That's cool. No, it's nice. I need to use Twitch more, and thank you for doing that. Obviously, it pumps to it, but I don't focus on it. And I think I want to do a little bit more of that, and that's why I want to do some different stuff. And when me and Shannon go and run these festival gigs, we might not have a lot of time, but we could do something like stream the setup or stream the, just something before the gig or something for half hour. I don't know, but just do some different things. I think it would be a good idea. I want to run a roast battle as well. So yeah, if I can get somewhere, a good venue at some point that has good internet, that maybe I could steal their Ethernet, I could Twitch stream a roast battle, but then the TOS could get weird with some of the jokes, maybe, I guess, or at least YouTube stream it or something, or Facebook, whatever. So we could do it. So I'm going to do a lot of stuff next year. It doesn't go away unless you refresh your screen normally on Twitch, but you don't need to keep reroute once you've read it. That's fine. I find sometimes that if it crashes out on Brockstream, I have to refresh in it, and then you lose the chat that you've seen. But yeah, there we go. I've only got another 983 Twitch followers to go. Then I'll be cool. I'm sweating so bad. Yeah, no documentation for the chat. It's true, especially when things get weird, right? Especially when things get very weird. We had quite a few hits on the old flat Earth thing on the Dykes of Mann, even though he didn't turn up. So it's getting more and more views all the time because I keep forgetting to add the thumbnail saying he didn't turn up. So people might be going there to expect it, but it's immediately like he's not here. And then I think 28 minutes into it, I find the email that he sent when he bottled, and then I spend a minute basically saying I hope his kids get cancer, which I felt bad, and I was like, I shouldn't have said that. But then Jamie did remind me, virgins can't have kids with cancer or kids, so I haven't really done anything wrong. That's the way I'm justifying it. Twitch mobile, yeah, I sometimes have it on the mobile. I've got a new phone, and my last phone you could copy links to channels really easily, but the new one you can only send to an app instead of just copying the link. So that's annoying. So sometimes I like, if we're in Brock's and I've got to use my phone, I like to say when Henry Phillips was on or Hacks in, I like to chuck their channel in as well for them, so they don't have to think about promoting. So it's just made that a bit more difficult on the mobile app. But there might be another way to do it. Like I said, it's just a new phone I've got. Supercharge. It's like it charges in 10 minutes, or 15 minutes from 0 to 100, which is wild. Which is what my battery was dead as fuck on my last one, and it takes nice pictures and nice videos, which I need as well. It disconnects. Okay, so when it disconnects, yeah, it's probably then it's essentially refreshing, right? Too sober to type. But I do like the setup into it too. I like the and this machine I'm using. I can't really use. I've managed to get OBS on here, but I can't get the virtual camera on. It's just a pain. Just don't worry about it. I need to get a new machine where I can set everything up, because I'd like to. Because I think I can pump stuff from OBS or Streamlabs maybe into StreamYard as well. So I could have. I think the setup would just be better, and I can be a bit more controlled about bringing in like browser tabs and other windows and Zoom calls and Skype or whatever. So I've done a few tests with it. I've not really quite got there yet. I just need a new machine, and when I've done that, I can install everything that I need, I think, and get it working well. Because you can bring up the chat. You sort of crop the StreamYard chat, and bring it in as a window. You crop the StreamYard's banners. So these are banners. That's a banner into another window, and then the cameras, and you can get calls in and all that stuff as well. So it seems like it would be a good thing for me to use, like something like that. But still using StreamYard, because you can use that to pump to everywhere, but you can bring in a lot of sources much easier with the other stuff, OBS or whatever it is. So yeah, that'll be another thing that I'll probably do once I get a better setup. So the machine's going to cost me. It's going to cost me. I almost bought a refurbed iMac last month. Almost. There was quite a good deal. The only thing is they've got quite good graphics cards, but if I'm going to spend the money, I want a really good graphics card. So I think I'll go Windows, just because I can get for a bit more money, I can get a brand new gaming PC with a shit hot graphics card, and I think that's probably just going to be better for me. But those iMacs do look really nice though, because I want to do a lot of video editing and rendering, and the new chips like M1s and stuff. The M2s aren't now, but I'll probably get an M1. They're pretty good. But I think the graphics card just helps with a bunch of other stuff. And if I want, I can game. I don't game too much, but I might as well have the option. And if I'm gonna get to a point where I run 1, 2, or 3 DSLRs through a video switcher, I think a gaming PC with it, but like a high-end GeForce up your mother thing, will probably be able to handle it a lot better. But the video switcher handles a lot of the pressure, the hardware. It's a little box, $500-$600 or whatever, but that will handle everything. You can do live cutting, like camera 1, camera 2, or like a Wayne's World, camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2, etc. And then it goes into the PC to be streamed or to be recorded or whatnot. In fact, the setup I've seen is have the Rode cut like a mixer, which feeds into the video switcher, which feeds out a multi-terabyte hard drive, which pulls in the audio and the video already synced, live cut with the switches between cameras. And from there pumped out to a monitor. So you could actually have a table with 4 people, like a decent studio, with a monitor, so you can see what's on screen, what you can change to, and just these little pads to switch. So that's, it's going to be a bit of an upgrade. And if I'm living in Manchester, I'm hoping, if I don't completely alienate everyone, I'll meet a lot of new comics as well that can come and hang out, and we can make it a bit more of a hang environment as well, rather than just me being all sad on my own, which would be nice. Should be nice. I'm liking the game that OGM's playing. Is it Days Gone or something? I love those sort of dystopian, I need to go around with a baseball bat type thing. I did like The Last of Us, actually. I played a bit of Last of Us. I got a PlayStation during COVID, and I sold it within a year. I just don't get the time, and I couldn't complete it. I got fucked up. But I enjoyed Last of Us. Well, just in terms of like the story, the graphics, it got so annoying with is it the clackers or the clickers? And there's a TV show of Last of Us coming to Amazon, maybe. And I just saw the teaser trailer, and the last thing is a shot of one of the Clackers or clickers? I can't remember. I'm going to say clicker. I don't know. They've got brains outside their head and they click. Or they might clack. So I don't know. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'll give The Last of Us TV show a go. I think it could be an interesting thing to do. Oh yeah, and we kind of dropped the ball on movie watch-alongs. It took us like 6 months to get the Predator thing going. To be honest, I'm thinking of doing Dusk Till Dawn next time, just because it's a bit more. There's a lot more going on in it than Reservoir Dogs, and again, we'll mix it up. Sometimes we'll do Prime Video stuff on Twitch. Well, at least it will give some people the opportunity to really watch it on screen. I really like the YouTube thing, even though it relies on everyone else and syncing it up. But I did kind of like it, and people seem to like it as well. Went over quite well. And then yeah, the Discord stuff. But I do like broadcasting it as well. So there's also movies that are out of copyright, like 1930s sci-fi, which might be fun that you can just pump out on everywhere because they're just out of license. So I could see what's out there. Just shitty old weird sci-fi and horror. And there's a bunch of those as well. So it's just looking at everything. Metropolis. Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of really interesting stuff coming up, I think. And I saw 1927. I saw your Alan Moore article, and I kind of read half of it, but I was doing something else, so I skimmed the rest. But he lives an hour. If I go into London, it'll probably take me an hour or so to get to Northampton, where he lives. And yeah, I kind of get the hating, but I'll tell you what, Alan, I fucking love the Watchmen movie. And I know he was saying it's like, oh, you shouldn't find Rorschach cool. You're gonna find them cool because, like, look at The Boys and stuff, right? It was so, the Watchmen was so different as well. I think the movie was like 08 or something. I went to a cinema and drank like peach schnapps and got hammered and watched it. I still remember the day. It was like snowing or something, or cold. And then I brought the graphic novel and read that. And I love all the little stuff about owls you've got in there. The little aside, it goes back to the Minutemen stuff, and book's great. But the movie's kind of cool. And the TV show was very different and took me a few episodes to get into, but I liked it. But yeah, if it's your art and you've put it out and you spent years making it, and then someone kind of does their own thing with it, yeah, if you can't accept that, then it's gonna piss you off. So I totally get his side of things as well. But absolutely. But he seems like a real one, Alan Moore. Media only promotes Alan Moore while he's running something. But yeah, I don't really see much about him, and like I said, it don't strike me as the kind of guy that does a lot of interviews and stuff as well. That's probably why. Yeah, because he was talking about like a lot of people were associating it with like right wing stuff, and it's a shame. But yeah, a lot of cultural cool stuff like V for Vendetta did pull some of that out as well. But I think the majority of people that like it, though, okay, the comic book fans, but the majority of people that like the movie, I don't think they found like, I don't think they were pro-fascist or anything coming out. They did find it cool because it's a really different idea. And if you hadn't read the books, you just see the movie come out, you go, yeah, it's a superhero movie, but the comedian's raping people and then shooting them in the stomach when they tell them they're pregnant. That's how we're going to kind of kick off the movie. Yeah, I've read a few of Gaiman's books actually, and then obviously the Miller stuff. Let's have a look at some of Gaiman's stuff here. Yeah, American Gods, right? Yeah, the TV show of that was odd. Some of the first season was okay, but then it started to get really weird, and then I was like, surely it's getting cancelled because it's worse than Heroes. And then there was the third season. I was like, I'm not even going to go there. Maybe it does get better, but loved the first season of that. Groovy Husky. Yeah, I saw that in the article as well. Yeah, it's a shame that if there's some people using it for their own bullshit, that he feels that he can't even engage Because even if they are fans of something that's been twisted, like Stephen King's The Shining, right? By the time Kubrick he hates the movie, but I think he kind of accepts. Okay, they're kind of fans of the movie. Even George R.R. Martin, right? Obviously, the TV show goes in a completely different direction towards the end, and not assumed by the last book and the last season. But he's kind of accepted it because yeah, it's an adaptation as well. But it's a shame that a small amount of idiots that are kind of meaningless remove any chance of like his involvement with stuff. Because I think on some level, if he didn't think that, those studios could go to him and like, hey, why don't you come and consult on this show? And he strikes me as a guy that wouldn't do it actually, which I respect. But you'd open up more of a chance of that, and you'd be less bitter if, yeah, the attention sort of goes to sort of weirdos, right? Yeah, I get it. Stormfront, Stormfront, Stormfront. I'll do it for you. Maybe YouTube search in the chat for like they think this is all code now. They're just searching the algorithms for any Stormfront. We're on the FBI list now. Yeah, me too. Me too. It's like it's 5:30 here, so it's like 8 p.m. 2.5 hours, and I'm a couple of beers deep here, if I'm honest. I'll wrap it up soon. Shit, it's nearly 2 hours in. This is boring for you. I'll wrap this up within 5 minutes, I think. I'll have to go and do something soon anyway. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the Husky stream tonight. Let's get the party going. Let's get that music on later on. Let's get some cool shit out. Let's have some weird conversations in the chat. Will be good. I can't even make out. I feel like Mind Dog here. Hype, hype, hype. Sorry, it's hype. I'm acting like Matt Napper. Like, what the hell? What the hell's an emoji? What's an emoji over here? Joe Rogan is at it again. There we go. In case he watches this back, go have a Napper impression every now and then. Do you know that stupid old fuck had never seen Willy Wonka, the Gene Wilder version, and then got into an argument with Kristen Becker over it? Just based on the Blondie doing the bit, which I thought was quite good. That ended up being a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory joke or whatnot. And he's like, "Why is this some kind of parody? I've never seen it. What? I've never seen that movie." What a sad childhood if you never saw Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Come on now, it's a Gene Wilder classic. The movie's about pasta. Yeah, I think that's the underlying theme. It's about midgets and butt stuff. Can you say midgets? I'll say Oompa Loompas. As a kid, it's kind of magical. But when you get older, it's just like a psychedelic mess with like these benefit cheat grandparents that all live in the same bed and like touching each other. Let's bring this up here. Oh, it came straight up to grandparents. That's why. Yeah, like they all live four in a bed. What? There's definitely something going on there. 1971. So yeah, not with Johnny Depp version. That was fucking awful. But yeah, come on, it's an absolute classic. We got midgets, we got Gene Wilder, we got fantasy, we got giant mushrooms, guys. What else you want to see here? We've got the source of one of the finest memes on the internet for the past 10 years. Yeah, I don't know what they did with that Burton remake. What are you doing? Yeah, that's when he gave up the factory. That's what he looked like. Tell me again how you never saw Willy Wonka. Phenomenal stuff. I need to rewatch it, but I think I want to watch it on drugs. I need to take some drugs. All right, Brett, I'll wait for you. Maybe I'm going to crack another one open. Yeah, of course. It's just, but like I said on Odam last night, Burton just got weird, and he's done some cool stuff. Like, sorry, that earphone is just playing Spotify. Like the Coraline and Nightmare Before Christmas, which I still consider later Burton, even though it was years ago. But Lone Ranger, to never watch, the Alice in Wonderland, the Chocolate Factory, it's like, Sweeney Todd, it's okay. All right, Tim, and what's her face? I can't remember her name. Should do. She's in everything, Fight Club and whatnot. Harry Potter, his wife Helena Bonham Carter. But Sleepy Hollow was cool. Batman Returns was great. But yeah, so it's better. I think Burton just, I know he fell into his own character. I think after a while. I kind of need a pee, but I can't go anywhere. Get another one open. It's warm. It's a warm lager. Just a Kronenbourg 64. Kronenbourg. Zombie. Excuse my French. Literally. Yeah, I feel like watching it again. I think I could probably even. I can't be asked to play the video of the blonde because you can play stuff from Twitter, right? I shouldn't get copyrighted on that, so I can't be asked. But I think it's quite a nice little bit because she set it up so well. Like she'd opened up a DMs. These guys had gone to some set work with her where she's working, and then it got weird, and she's crying. You think, "Fuck, have they raped her?" It's like someone's touched her up, or they've just hit on her, or shit the bed. And so they drank all this stuff. Okay, that's weird. They like being rude. And, drank all the fizzy pop, and then they drank out the chocolate fountain, and one got really big and thin, and then they stretched him out. It's nice. It's a cool little bit, I think. But Doug was just like, I don't like seeing a woman cry. It reminds me of my marriage. But yeah, nearly got into a fight because when Mind Dog has an argument, and you think you're going to ruin a relationship here, aren't you? And Kristen Beck tells him to fuck off, and then doubles down, like specifically, Kelp, mate, fuck you. You just think when he gets back from his trip, he's just going to burn bridges, and he didn't. He kind of was lighthearted with it. They kind of made up. It was a joke. It was great, which is nice. It's a nice evolution for Mind Dog because he often just burns bridges immediately. Women Carl, yeah, they do. They certainly do, especially if you hit them, but like not hard enough to knock them out, but hard enough to make them cry. That's this one. This one's bad, even though all three beers have been in the same place for like. I brought these back Sunday. They were just in my bag, and I forgot to put them in the fridge. Put them in check. Exactly. I was trying to think of the right word, sir. Thank you. But they've sat down here by my bed for like 3 days, and during this one's got warmer, and this like ring lights aren't enough to give out. They don't give out heat, so I don't know how this has got warmer in between the last one. Don't worry, I have got cold beers downstairs. It's gross. I won't lie, but it is getting me more drunk, which is fun. Do you know what I miss about being in Brazil? What I miss about being in Brazil is getting a guy on a motorbike to bring me 50 beers in ice, and I drink as many of those as I can on a stream, and then I take them from town to town in my suitcase, the ones that are left. I miss that. Go back to Brazil, Carl. Okay. So I'm coming to America just like Eddie Murphy. I've now pushed my flights. I got one. They said it was free, but it cost me money. But then I got some money back, and then I paid for like clear security. But now they want more detail, and I can't be asked to do it. Traveling barcode, exactly. So I pushed my flights. I was supposed to be in the US now. I was going to be in Austin right now, but I've pushed it into late Feb. But I'm going to get snowed in New York, right? Like the 20 something. And then it would be 2 weeks a return flight. So I'd have a fortnight I'll probably still go to Austin. I'm going to see if Shannon can come, actually. That's part of the plan. And we can just hit some gigs together and stuff. But I could also still, with a bit more time to plan, as long as I don't blow all my cash on unnecessary bullshit, which could happen, I could stay longer. I could just change that return flight and I'll just pay the difference and zip around a little bit more. Hey, Brett, you could take me out to that pizza restaurant. You never know. So it'd be March, basically, that I'll be in the US, more or less. Top and tail with New York, a little bit of Austin, and then somewhere else. And then I'll try and come out to the States. Not unoften, is what I'd say. Not unoften. No, but I got a friend in LA, got some in Kansas, got Ohio. Obviously, I want to go to New York and Austin anyway for comedy stuff, and then there's Nashville and fucking. And I want to go to Denver. I want to go to New Orleans and get shot, get mugged for my shoes when I lurch off of Bourbon Street. Get distracted by those beads, and the tits. So it's never ended. That's just America. And there's 100 other places I want to go to. Snowed in or snowed in? Yes, exactly. Snowed in. I'm basing that on one Brazilian girl that I know that lives in New York. And the first winter she moved there, she couldn't leave her apartment for 3 days because the snow was halfway up the door, out the front. I think it was a bad one. So that's what I'm basing that knowledge off. But I guess it gets snowy. I also saw Home Alone 2. Right? I can't believe they cut Trump out of Home Alone 2, man. Come on. The definition of alcoholism is exactly what I think. I don't know what that means. Alcoholism could be anything. It could be rolling out of bed and putting vodka on your cereal. Or what I have is I just love it. So I can take days and days and days off, but then I can just drink until I'm fucking, an idiot. It's in my genes, in my bones, in the town. Yeah. All right. I'll hang out for a few more minutes and then I'm going to wrap by 6, which is like 14 minutes because I'm going to eat. I'm going to eat like a stew. These headphones, I had my nice headphones, right, that I liked forever. And when I went actually down to do a gig with Shannon a year ago, I left the charger in the hotel. So I brought another one off eBay, which is obviously shit. And I never got the old one back, even though I went back to the hotel twice. And now it died. So my good headphones are fucked. So I brought these cheap, like these are less than half the price. I just buy some cheapies. And they're okay, but they're less comfortable. Kind of hurt a bit. And they're too sensitive, and all the switches are like touch buttons on the edge. So if I move something, I could set off I do it all the time. If there's a YouTube tab that I have open, it will start playing or not playing. Right now, it is playing me Spotify. These are real problems that we've had the abortion stuff. All right, yeah. My body. I've got real problems. I could play Spotify literally at the touch of a button, and it's a problem because I'm always adjusting shit. Yeah, but it was just on the floor, and it's like if I'd have to leave. You saw what happened when I left Shannon alone. She farted. Did anyone hear a fart? Did anyone hear that? Because it was coming through the laptop speaker. So I'm hoping. Actually, I don't need these in. That's what I've realised. I don't need these in. I haven't needed them in for like 30 minutes, and she's gone. Unbelievable. Hopefully, I'm gonna get some chili. Yeah. So my second trip, whenever that will be, I think it will still be next year. Will be New Mexico because I want some of these goddamn motherfucking burgers. I know Craig Johnson will try and fuck me or something, but I'll do anything for a chili burger personally. But I won't do that on a Wednesday. But yeah, I think so. Because that second one then could be more deserty, and then nip across to LA and do all that stuff, do that other stuff. This one, New York, Austin. If I pay him for coming on the podcast, maybe Brett will let me come to Nashville for a couple of days. That'll be what I'll do on the first one. And I want to get Mind Dog in a headlock and like slap his little fucking slap his little orange. You know? What did you miss? Come again. Are you all over there on Twitch and your little purple badges? Oh, Johnson, yeah, he's cute. And he can Google. Johnson could be like with one hand and with the hand just like Googling shit. Yeah? You think young Jamie's good? Price of beans. That felt weird. It felt weird for me. Doing that alone in a room into a webcam. It felt weird. It felt just as weird for me as it did for you. All right. And no one tell Johnson about this. So you did hear the fart, yeah? So I've got to clip Shannon's fart, and I'll probably clip myself wanking off Johnson while he's giggling. No, he's wanking me up. Oh, it's getting so meta. Talking of that, there was a new. Hasn't Quantum Leap started up again? Did it start up in the US? I'll try and pirate it because I loved the original Quantum Leap. Dr. Sam Beckett stepped into the Quantum Leap accelerator and vanished. You know, I know it all. I remember it all. The future was 1999. It was wild. We had like weird future cars, and Al had the little calculator thing that was when it came through as a hologram. That was weird. So yeah, on the drinkathons, spooky drinkathon next Thursday, 19th of November, for Brett Erickson, we're going to do so for the spooky one. If anyone wants to wear anything spooky or have a spooky drink, you can call in in the second part of the show when we're wankered. And then in general on the drinkathons, I think we had Johnson and Kevin on last time. I think it's only right we put the link in the chat and we go, "Let come in. Just don't be naked, don't be a dick, and you can come on for a few minutes and we'll have some fun." So that's an open invite, I guess. Unless you're gonna be weird, it's beat you out. Not that I care, but you know, YouTube might care. Because YouTube is a network designed specifically trafficking children, and it uses videos that you can upload and pretend to be famous on as some kind of cover. Yeah. I don't know, but they might get weird about that. Well, I might drink half this and put it in the fridge. And that could be, I'll take a break from drinking and start again when Brock starts his stream. That's what I might do. So possibly 2 p.m. Central. We'll see. Hack Oddity, right? He's such a drunk, druggy maniac. He's like, "Is that Carl or Jamie?" He's like, "You know it's me. We've had this conversation 10 fucking times." It's a lot. It's a lot, man. I'm trying to take him out for beers, but he's hard to track down. When I go up to Manchester, I'll be closer. I'll be a lot closer to the Nottingham area, which I think he's up there. He's up where Robin Hood, or as Kevin Costner said in his English accent, "Hi, I'm Robin of Waxley." That's more Sean Connery, but you know what I mean. He's in that, isn't he, as the king? So Hack's up that way, and I'll be in Manchester, which is just on the west coast-ish. Liverpool's on the coast, Manchester's in, and Nottingham's just like. So yeah, when I'm up there, it'll be easier. If I can get hold of him between drink and drug shit, we'll go out on the beer and see what happens. We could do a podcast in his kitchen, in his fat guy cook's kitchen, whilst eating takeout food. Another fat guy orders takeout. There we go. There we go. Right, I'm going to wrap this in a couple of minutes. The thing is, I've got like stew for dinner, and it's kind of liquidy. There's a lot of vegetables in there and stuff. It's kind of wintry, you know. It's getting cut. There's a storm here today. It's cold. It's not like tornadoes, but it's a lot of rain and it's cold. So unfortunately, yeah, it's going to feel like a weird dinner. So I need to do a shop run. I need to do a beer run, I think, and I'll also get some snacks. The beer runs for the Twitch stream until I say more and more weird shit to, I don't know, whoever pops into the Brock stream going, look at my picture. Hey, I'm getting high. I'll fight you all. I've been kicked out of 5 streams today and I could fight you all. All right, Broken Toys, calm down. Oh, I know your toys are broken, but that's a lot. Don't be angry, sir. I can name him and he won't watch. He won't shoot me in the face from here. Well, oh yeah, we'll discuss Amaranth on the spooky drink on the Drinky Spookathon, I think, because yeah, obviously a new fan here. I think we might just be getting a lot of horse streams from now on, though. A lot of wholesome streams, kind of wholesome, right? Kind of wholesome, but just not being forced to run up and down a pole or lay in a ball pit. So yeah, we'll talk about that for a few minutes. Make the people aware that aren't aware. Yeah, that is what the internet has done to people, though. It's like that poor girl. Like, she's obviously has some mental problems, but also was in a terrible situation, but also he's got about 10 million in the bank. So you know, we're kind of like. It's a very, very strange situation. Yeah, but the internet has done that to people, unfortunately. Learn my business. I'm actually like, it's just odd. It's just odd to me. I like people in the chat calling her the N words and then seeing her reaction to it. Like, it's that stuff, and then it's like, what's happening? After Brock's 24-hour, I think he raided her, and it was 6 a.m. for me, so I kind of woke up and was like, "Is Brock still on?" And she's doing like ASMR with these 2 like microphones, so licking them. But it was really trippy. I had my headphones in because I sleep with white noise. In fact, I'll show you exactly what I sleep to. We'll discuss it more on the speakerphone, but I'll show you what I sleep to. There's a podcast on Spotify called Relaxing White Noise, right? Make sure it's not porn or amaranth, right? That it's like a plane sound, and I'll show. Look, I don't care about copyright. You can't get copyright for that. Listen. You want to hear more plane sounds, don't you? Oh, Jesus. That's what I sleep to, but I sleep with that in my headphones. It puts me to sleep, and then in the morning, if I wake up and things are noisy, I have to put my headphones back on charge for 10 minutes, and then Oh, Amaranth, calm down. Gone off on your own there. It's because I touched the headphones. God damn it. So I woke up with the white noise all night, and then this weird ASMR, but it was like, honestly, it was like almost giving me hallucinations. It was that weird. It was kind of, she had a delay on it. It's like, and then people in the chat and just calling her the N word, like, you dumb whore, N word. So what's happening? So I'm just overall fascinated. Yeah, that's right. The strong woman's actually in prison. Very weird. you know. Yeah, but even there's no doing. Yeah, they are. But there's like what she got. Like she had about 8,000 or 9,000. Was it about 9,000 in the chat at once? I think it was, right. 8,000 or 9,000 in the chat at once. So the chat is actually, it just comes up in a block when you have the whole block on screen, and then it's the next block. It's like boop, 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 boop. Yeah, the moderators do, but I don't even know how the moderators even seeing it. It's wild. That's just me with like different devices. So it's just like, the tablet. You just get paying the neighbors. I was going to say something there about it. Yeah, no. One thing I did watch a couple of these where she goes through the people that have been blocked, and it's like, shall we unblock them? And it's just fascinating because it's like, you kind of said something weirdly overly hitting on me, but it's like, okay, I'll let you. It wasn't too bad, and then one just like N-word, slut, and then one's like, I'll fucking kill you, and then it's, I'm sorry, it wasn't me. Someone took my phone. It's just the blocking videos that are quite funny as well, but strange. But the internet's done it to us all. It's done it to us all. It's only a matter of time. That's what I was worried about Brock the other night. I was like, is there a woman? Is there like a truck driving woman in the house that's just got him drawing art and drinking all day? She won't even feed the dogs. So you get on that stream for 24 hours. I'm having the cancer money. That's what I like to think. And she's got the 2-step verification code. Says, oh my god. And he's just breaking down. All I wanted to do was horror streams and play video games. That's what I like to think. That's what I like everyone on Twitch is. He's just they're in some kind of weird prison. She's funding it though. Amaranth. So I did say I should start following that, but then she goes, right, I'll stream, and then someone called the cops, so she had to end it, and then she came on, and then she was like, okay, he wants 1 million or whatever. No, he wants 9 million, and I get 1 million or something like that. And then she goes, I'm not streaming for ages. I'm taking a break. The next night she was streaming, but it was a horse stream, and just I watched 5 seconds, and she's just petting a horse, and whatever. But yeah, I wonder what impact it will have if she just games and does horse streams and doesn't do any naked shit. I'm sure there'll be enough people in there for a while, just in like India, thinking that she's her wife. But you would think that she'd see a bit of a drop off, but it doesn't matter because she's got like 10 million. So she just make, instead of 100 grand a month, it'll be like 80 grand a month. When else getting from she got this fucking, when I put the stream on, and by the way, I'm totally on her. Obviously, I'm totally on her side. She's amazing. Whatever. She had this like cocoa butter, and I was just like caressing the horse plats, like wiggling. But it's just funny the amount of people that were angry. They were more angry that she had a husband than the fact that she was kept in prison by one and forced to do this. She was like, do I get a refund on my credit card? No. What? She's got like 10 million in the bank. What do you think your $5 is going to make her marry you? And also you're someone who just lives in a chat room. Wild times. But I have to say, yeah, asking for anyway, she was holding it together. Even if there wasn't a husband and it was just her, she's doing 16-hour streams on the pole in the ball thing, doesn't look tired at all. Personally, I think there's some amphetamines involved. I think there's some speed involved or something. It's not just fucking G Fuel, is it? But perfectly calm. And then people are calling her racial, like for no reason. Just like, you goddamn. And she's just like, blood. And she's very calm, very relaxed. She's probably on some uppers and downers at the same time. Even for that alone, she kept very chill. The fact that she was in prison and forced to rub herself on a pole. And hot tub streams, it's even more impressive how calm she was. She had like the whole chat and like some crazy fuck in the house as well, like sneaking about, opening doors and pulling out the Ethernet cable and stuff. The calmness. Yeah, well, several, and then the ones at TwitchCon, she said, yeah, this isn't the normal one. This is another one. It's like, yeah, she's got security, and then stuff happened there. So yeah, it's a very weird situation. But obviously, I hope you're safe and on a side and all that stuff. And she's smart. She is smart. But then there are a lot of idiots going, how can someone so smart and independent end up being in an abusive relationship and not leaving? It's like, oh yeah, didn't you know, psychological abuse can happen? Didn't you know that could happen? Anyway, there goes my idea for a Twitch house with 6 girls in it. Oh, right, you fucks. I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you very much for hanging out. Brett, we'll see you in like a couple of hours. OGM, and thank you, Kelly, for jumping in. Thank you, Soharo, for jumping in. My mind's a bit crazy today. I think we had a few other people as well. Solvan, Kevin. Yeah. So thank you very much. And by the way, when Last Rites gets 100 subscribers, I am getting a John Hinckley community tattoo. It's happening. It might even be my first tattoo. I don't know. I'll make sure we get to like 107, because if we get to 100, I get the tattoo and it goes to 97. Oh, you fucks. But I think I'll get a small one. Let's bring that up quickly. I know I've showed this a few times. Maybe I can just find it here. John Hinckley. Because it is a cult now. He's coming to England. So if he comes to England... Yeah, here we go. If he comes to England, I'm generally going to try and meet him and try and get him in person. Not like he got Reagan. Like, that's the logo. I'm going to get that tattooed on me at 100 subscribers, and I'm going to say, I'm your biggest fan. Will you come and do an interview with me? And then if he ends up killing people or himself, or there's a UFO or a rape thing involved, I'll just get it covered up. I can't lose. I'll just get a small one. But I will get that at 100 subscribers. So that's a little thing we'll do. And I'll do something else weird for every level as well. There we go. That's the plan. Yeah, cheers. Enjoy your day. I'll see you in your stream, Brett. So you probably see the rest of you out there as well. So Hara, enjoy your chili. Peace and fucking. If we were all jumping out of the 9/11 windows, at least, just give each other a high five. That's what I say. Why did you say that, Carl? I don't know. I've got to go and see you in a minute. Bye.